Hey.
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on a slight delay on this Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. The sports program starts now. Much money to everybody, including our signal-sending computer that is in the back right there that collapsed literally moments before we were due to go live for our 5-minute countdown. Shout out to Zito. Shout out to Doug, local Doug that we had to give a call to.
Dougie.
Bill and everybody in the back making magic. And we are live with a slight delay of 7 minutes, but it is Tuesday in the middle of the off season.
Yeah.
So 7 minutes without us is probably not too bad of a thing. We have a massive show today. Dan Orlovsky will be joining us in about 21 minutes. He was watching film earlier when we called him on CJ Stroud.
Oh, Stroud.
We'll see what he's seen on CJ Stroud. I do believe he also has a story for the person who's sitting on the stage with us today that we'll name here in just a matter of moments. Can't wait to hear that whole thing. And also ESPN's baseball stallion. Jet Passon will be appearing.
Wow.
I do believe. I don't know if it's been confirmed.
Taking off.
Jet's very busy.
Oh, yeah.
World Baseball Classic has a championship game tonight. The United States will take on
Japan.
which Shohei Ohtani did his thing last night. Said, I'm going to make this piece of wood hit this ball. And he did just that. These are the biggest games that Shohei has played in his entire professional career, pretty much, because the team he actually plays for stinks. And he's taking on the United States, who's got Trey Turner, who's got a fucking hot piece of stink.
That's right.
Doesn't he? This guy's hitting just dingers all over the place. The World Baseball Classic. WBC?
WBC.
I didn't know if it was World Classic Baseball, because it is seemingly classic baseball.
Classic
Yeah, it has
ball.
been.
All these boys seem to genuinely care about the teams that they're playing for. The atmospheres have been electrifying, and the moments have been in abundance. It is taken over the internet numerous nights in a row. So shout out to baseball in the middle of March doing their thing.
Let's go.
The talking tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Ty Schmidt, you're obviously a massive baseball fan. Was this like the World Cup every 4 years? Why don't we do this all year round, all the time? Why isn't this just the baseball teams? And why isn't this kind of what baseball is? Because it feels like it's much more important and bigger than an MLB season ever will be. Not the playoffs. Obviously, MLB playoffs are the real deal.
Right.
But this has seemingly been much more important baseball than I could have ever fathomed. Is this every year?
No, not. It's. I mean, this has definitely been the most it's been covered. I think it's not every year. I can't remember. I think it is every 4 years. I believe we are the defending champions. But
Yeah, you're fucking right.
Yep.
Our sport.
Run it back.
when they got rid of baseball in the Olympics, because I think it used to just be amateurs, and then they just scrapped it completely. So this is the only chance teams can play, for their country now. And we've seen earlier this year, Edwin Diaz, the Mets closer, Timmy Trumpets. He may have had a season-ending injury, and that's kind of the thing that a lot of people get pissed about, and why a lot of teams don't want their guys playing in it, because it's quote-unquote meaningless baseball with the season right around the corner, so you don't want a big gun to go down. But you've seen, all these guys really care about it. They love it, and the games have been unbelievable. So it kind of, early on people were saying, this is bullshit, guys are getting hurt.
I've seen KFC put himself in the blood.
Yeah, exactly. And people went after him. But then now the games are...
Hey, listen, I've been in it too for much different reasons.
Exactly.
That's going to happen on the internet every once in a while, but people are not happy with the way he went about addressing it.
Exactly, because the players have all said, wearing USA on your chest or whatever country you're playing for, these games mean more. We actually care. They've been talking about how Mike Trout has shown more emotion in this than he has, in his entire career. Yeah, Shohei.
So Mike Trout and Shohei are playing in the biggest games they've played in
a long time.
Yeah. And it happens to be the World Baseball Classic Championships, and those are supposed to be the two best players in baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to baseball.
Let's go, baseball.
At Tone Diggs, obviously this man was once a member of a top 5 baseball team in the United States of America.
What?
And
25.
Oh, sorry, 25. Sorry. Did I say 5?
You said 5.
Oh, okay, top 25. They were acting, though. I want to let you know.
Top 5, top 5.
Here we go,
Oh,
Mustangs. Here we go.
Dude, they were going. These dudes were the best. Listen, I was friends with the majority of them. There was some on their team that were insufferable.
Just spit and chew on freshmen.
Just there were some stories that came out of that baseball team.
Phil,
yeah, there were some stories that came out of that baseball team for sure. Whenever they were away, what they did amongst themselves.
Interesting.
That was certainly something that came That was a talking point for a little bit.
Okay, let's talk more about that, huh?
Well, we weren't there. I was not there.
Okay.
And nobody really ever. There was a lot of like.
Hey, did you hear what?
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Tony Dogs did?
Nonetheless, this baseball team at Plum High School, whenever Tone Diggs was the catcher, bro, these dudes were the cock of the walk.
Okay.
You know the fucking Letterman jacket?
Uh-huh.
It had a little fucking baseball bat on
They
it.
had baseball Lettermans?
Bro, none of them wore them, but you could see if they did.
Yes.
Like, it would have made sense with how they were.
Of course.
If that makes sense. You know what I mean? A lot of those guys on that team, I assume, still talking about that fucking run because of how magical it was at the time.
Hell yeah.
Now they make first round of playoffs, they get 10 runs, the fucking thing, it all
Of the national playoff?
we had a bye, and they got terrible.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Because they were so good.
Number one seed got a bye.
Yeah, but you guys got cold. I mean, everybody else got to play. That's
Yeah,
classic
yeah.
bye in the first round type
Bye
situation.
stinks.
Tone's known baseball player, though. Like, I think that was what Tone was potentially going to go on and do. Instead, he became outside linebacker for the Duquesne Dukes.
Tony Baseball, as they call him.
He was an actual baseball guy, is what it was. You do dive into baseball every once in a while, it feels like. This World Baseball Classic, I fucking have enjoyed it, Tone. This is maybe the only baseball since watching you guys play, because I had a good time there. I almost got beat up a couple times these baseball games. I stepped into some spots where
Nice.
I was certainly outnumbered, outgunned, outmanned, and I should not have been where I was standing with the things that I was saying just moments before that. But we snuck by. We got through there. We worked our way out of that situation, and maybe it got handled later on down the road between all parties, and we kind of kept it moving.
Sure.
But I had a blast watching you guys play baseball. It was electrifying. There's a lot of things happened. That metal bat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. How you going? I watched some of those college baseball highlights. You go down there like Ole Miss or whatever.
Yeah, Arkansas.
And
SEC.
Arkansas,
Yeah.
they hit a home run and the fucking outfield goes crazy. I'm like, I love that baseball.
Yeah.
MLB, though, is just tough to watch. Like, for a lot of the teams. The Yankees cool, Red Sox cool. You grow up there.
Sure.
You're probably like, I'm from Pittsburgh. The Pirates fucking stink. Have stunk, will stunk, until that owner decides to sell the team to somebody that gives a fuck. This has been fun baseball to watch, and I think that is something that needs to be talked about.
There's a common denominator between the WBC, the College Baseball World Series, and kind of the MLB playoffs, and it's passion. Like, you can tell there's a lot of passion right now between the players and all those sports. And let's not forget, the baseball team that you were talking about did combine forces with a volleyball team.
Bingo.
And we did.
You guys got into a fight as well. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of
big time throwdown.
Yeah, our school was pretty tight.
We did Sharks and Jets.
Yeah,
Nice.
I would say we're a pretty.
You guys are the Sharks.
There's a couple guys that got I don't think out there, but I mean,
Okay.
there was one. I did not participate in one of the ones.
So more of a T-Birds situation.
It was I'll tell you, we were a pretty unified school. I don't know how many schools would be as tight as we were. We were a pretty unified school. I mean, there's no situation. I guess we talked to CFO Phil about starting a brawl at a volleyball game.
Love that.
Obviously,
yeah.
I'm playing volleyball. They're playing baseball. I'm showing up at their games, almost getting bad spot. Phil showing up at our games, starting full on.
We 10-run Penn Heels, and then they 3-0'd
In
Penn
volleyball,
Heels
yeah,
in
best of
volleyball
five.
the
Okay,
same
so
week. And
tiebreaker.
Phil
Penn Hills
Maine's
is a proud school.
Phil Maine's got they are. That's where Aaron Donald's from and the boys. As is Plum, though. Let's not get too crazy. At the time, I don't know about now. Phil went and got a mop out of the janitor's closet, had to sneak it past people,
Nice.
and then did a full lap around the gym while game is still happening. Third game is taking and like almost ending. So as we're playing, I see Phil just doing laps. I'm like, well, and then I see their student section. Our volleyball team actually had like fans at these games. I think it might have been because everybody from every other school wanted to see me break my ankle and fail.
Sure.
But I didn't. I had a good time with it. I played volleyball 1 year. These were electrifying, like actual things.
Yeah.
We had CFL Phil started a brawl one of those. Yeah, I mean that was just kind of how it went down. The baseball team, though, passion. You guys had it. It sounds sad to talk about it because I'm a big like get people their money thing. But everything I'm chatting about, except for baseball, probably has NIL deals now at this point. I don't know what it is. It feels like they're all just playing for the sake of team. And baseball feels like if you can feel that these people really want to win and every pitch actually matters to the person as opposed to just a stat, like I think that's a big deal. And I think that's why the WBC has been so fantastic. On the stage today is a man who I don't know if he played baseball. I assume he'd be good at it.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen him jump, and I've seen his middle finger. He would have been a dog at volleyball. Absolute dog at volleyball. He's picking up Thunderball rather quickly. 14-year NFL corner.
That's right.
Never ventured to the middle of the outfield.
No.
Not something dumb like that.
No way. Unathletic fucking safety.
Would have been very good.
Slow.
Well, unbelievable. Probably still playing right now.
Yes.
Ladies and
Getting
gentlemen,
paid.
West Virginia legend, All-Pro, Adam Pac-Man Jones. Did you play baseball, dude?
Yeah, I play baseball.
How were you? What
Not in,
position?
high school, though. Growing up, football, track, and basketball.
What position did you play in baseball?
Catcher, and center field.
So catcher's a play where you're always in it, right? You're always in the play.
Touching the ball. Calling the game.
Yes.
You see any of these World Baseball Classic games?
Yeah. What's the young kid we was talking about who was pitching
From Japan.
Roki Sasaki.
Yeah, he's a stud.
You've been watching. You watch the highlights, or you see the game?
Well, I seen the highlights. He can throw
Me
the ball
too.
pretty good.
I'm acting like I'm watching the game.
Game's run.
Yeah.
I have
like
not
NBA.
watched a single game yet. I've only seen highlights, but I've watched the entirety of the highlights. To try to get the whole thing. I haven't watched the whole game. 9 innings, a long time.
Yeah, Ty, but this kid is a stud. I think we was talking about him earlier, and Ty was giving me a little history on it, so I went back and watched him. When can he come over?
So yeah, there's a weird thing with like when Japanese
How young
players.
is he? He's like
He's 21.
Yeah.
He's 21, so he's very well. Shohei came over when he was 23, but typically, like if he posts, if the Japanese league
Doesn't work like that, buddy.
Ice Cold Zevia do.
Wow.
What? Cheers to you, Connor.
Hey, cheers.
Keto.
Whoa.
Oh, Ty.
Back on the train.
I think with death. All right, cheers to you, keto. No carbs. None of us having it. Here we go. Not a paid endorsement. So we can say it does not taste that
No,
delightful.
it's not very good.
But it is.
But yeah, this
It
guy
is a carbonated flavor in your mouth for no carbs at all.
does not taste like dude. This guy though, Roki Sasaki, he threw 29 fastballs last night. 25 of them were 101 or faster.
Get him in the majors.
Exactly. So that's the thing is he could come over when he's 25 when the Japanese league posts him, and I think he'd make more money that way. But if he comes over earlier, it'd be kind of just like a free for all. But he won't make as much. Like Shohei isn't making what he is due. You know, he will when he becomes a free agent. But he.
Why is that?
I'm not sure. Probably just because otherwise, you know, like that the Japanese league, like we saw in the stats of like how many people are watching it, like it actually is a big deal compared to the MLB. Like that's their
NFL.
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
allegedly what the views were on South Korea, Japan, 70 million. Obviously, you remember the Super Bowl did like 113 million worldwide. This fucking South Korea Japan game, which was not championship.
No.
It was just, was it a round robin? Was it a part of the
This might have been pool play actually.
Yeah, pool play. So round robin time. 70 million views on that. And then the World Series in 2022 got 12.5 million. Now, that guy has much better chains than anybody that was in the South Korea or Japan game. That is something that should be noted in this particular photo. And I wonder what so I'm in an interesting place with information that I'm getting from a lot of places.
Okay.
Okay?
It's a great sentence.
Let's dive in.
Certainly makes sense. If you were to write it down
that one.
and read it back, it would make sense. But I'm talking to, I think it's been well documented in a lot of places right now, trying to figure out what the future of the program is. Program will always be free, but I'm talking to a lot of places, just seeing how people go about doing what they do.
Yeah.
Numerous places that I've talked to, because the first thing that gets called into question from my side to other people's side is like, so what are your numbers? Like, how does this work? What is the platform? You know, because we see things reported, and you'll hear us say, like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit a lot, because none of us know. We had a stream last week that YouTube immediately after told us that our peak concurrence were 496,000, and then there's people that have screenshots that are 498,000. So it's like even the one place that we have no control of that is publicly viewed doesn't even get it right. So like the numbers with streaming and everything is a fascinating conversation, especially because advertising deals, and we've seen this before in the podcasting platform world where people are maybe juicing numbers, not thinking anybody will find out. Then there's massive cases of fraud being taken against people. And I'm not saying that's happening on any of these platforms. I'm just saying like the numbers game behind the scenes is a very real, we got to figure it out so we don't fuck anybody over, and it has to be figured out quickly because the world is changing quickly. So there's a whole total audience delivered stat that people are relying upon now. It's almost like the Nielsen of streaming. And there's a math equation that is used because whenever you do the Nielsen with TVs, they either naturally put in that there's potentially a couple people watching at each house that is watching, or they actually know how many people are watching at each house, and that number is actually delivered. It's not just boxes, it's the projection of also how many people are potentially seeing it so that they can give an actual rating and everything. So the streaming platforms have had to figure.
What was that? I heard that as well.
Somebody just talked shit there.
I said that's a lot of shit.
Oh, okay. All right. Sweet. Okay, we did hear that.
Yeah.
But the streaming platforms are trying to figure out how to also do the same because that's the next generation. Everybody thinks it is. So this is a market problem, I will say, that they've had a solution. And they take the number against what a potential audience within the house could be, multiply it by it.
Okay.
And then they kind of piece that together. So if it's a big event that it has a big gathering, they'll go like, there's probably 2 people potentially watching per thing. If it's like a Super Bowl or Thanksgiving, or any of those games, there's probably 2 people.
At least.
Yeah. So I wonder what that particular number was to get to this South Korea, Japan number that is also including streaming numbers as well. Or if they're not using that at all, and that's just actual uniques that they're finding. But I don't think that would be industry standard wise. I don't think that would be happening at all. It's a really interesting game right now whenever you see those numbers. They're all being judged the same. So whenever you see 70 million, they are fucking killing it.
Yeah.
But we have no idea if that's 70 million, 90 million. That could be 50 million.
Sure.
It could. You have no. It's like it's an interesting game that's taking place right now because they could be undershooting that because it could be fucking 4 people in every. Right. Could be 3 people in every house that is watching that, in more houses than you could imagine, and it could be. It's like it's an interesting give and take. Nonetheless, massive fucking numbers there for this World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, when I first looked at it, I just assumed like, oh, that's probably pretty accurate because, like Diggs said, like the NPL, at least, like their National Baseball League, like it is their NFL. You know, like they've had a bunch of good players come over to the MLB, and most of like the major Asian countries, they had a team in this tournament. So like that, you know, that area where, I mean, who knows like how invested they are in the NFL. Like I feel like they actually, and then it doesn't hurt when you have a guy like Ohtani, who is the best player in the world. Like I think he is now the most followed baseball player on Instagram. Like he's picked up over 2 million followers like during the World Baseball Classic alone.
Bro, I've been at 1.3 for maybe 6-7 months. That's a tough platform to move.
Yeah, Ohtani.
Shohei, though, is the best thing since Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like being dominant,
Babe Ruth, right? Pitcher hitter,
right?
Yes.
But even Babe Ruth, like he pitched early in his career, and then he was just hitting home runs, like
and smoking,
and smoking cigars, like beating up butt cheeks in the dugout, you know, in between innings. And
he was saying like he was the one that did this thing.
Yeah, called a shot allegedly.
Yeah. But was it a called shot or was it? Hey, I'm gonna put this fucking ball right up over there, and if I do, you got to get the fuck out of here. If I don't,
or pointing to someone in the crowd like, "Hey, find her after the game for me.
Bring her down to the dugout."
Hey, hold on. Who's that?
Oh, do you see that lady?
Who's the? Sorry, time. Red dress. You see it. All right. Thank you. Coming home, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things it could be.
Yeah.
That point. Nonetheless, bombed one, right? I mean,
yeah.
Did he do it every single bat too? Was that just like a part of his routine?
No.
You know how Uke has this fucking thing?
Yep. Sure.
Was that just a part of his routine to stretch out the arm? He would point, and then he would come back. Was that every at bat?
No, definitely not. That's why the calling his shot was such a big deal because it was like, oh, he said he was gonna fucking hit a dinger, and he did.
I respect that, but remember, back in the day, a guy murders somebody in one town.
See ya.
Able to drive to another town. Nobody even knows that the murder happened back then.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like back in the day, there was no real good communication. So that's the one that he called. He did that one time and he fucking hit it out.
Yeah.
What a dog.
That's the Babe, baby.
What a dog.
Looks good in that painting.
I wonder how much that
painting
painting is worth.
That's a great question.
Is it original? Is it a Rembrandt?
Did Babe draw it?
He did, I believe.
Yeah, sign the bottom left.
Put paint on the end of his bat, actually. And
You pointed at the paint.
yeah.
Oh, so he actually, right after this game, he said,
Yep.
anybody have a photo
Give me
of
some
this?
fucking watercolors and a hot dog.
What a dog. But he was the last great pitcher hitter. And everybody said when Shohei got over here at the age of 23, I guess, he was not going to be able to do what we all thought he was going to be able to do because we, as baseball stooges, I, as a baseball stooge, don't know anything about baseball. I hear a guy's pitching better than everybody and he's hitting better than everybody. I go, oh, that's the best player in baseball. Nah. Not going to be able to do it, they said. This is an impossible thing, an impossible feat. And I think that was kind of this dude has debunked all science and makes no sense. There'll probably never be another one of these guys. We should appreciate Shohei Ohtani whenever we have him right now.
Yeah, for sure, because that was my big thing was like, yeah, he's unbelievable.
You weren't the only one.
But no, right. But it was kind of like, hey, we'll see how long he can remain doing this because it's not, I mean, like you're pitching every 5th day and throwing a bunch of pitches. He throws hard as shit. His breaking balls like really snap. And then also on top of that, like you're hitting every single day. Like you're not getting, normal pitchers, you're getting 5 days of rest in between your starts. Like he's not. He's playing every single day. And then when he's normally like, oh, you might have an off day. It's like, no, you need to fucking dial in, focus, and you're in control of the game on the mound.
That's like playing offense, defense, and special teams. Nobody can do that.
Nuts.
It could be done. Well, why can't it be done?
Was it exhausting? No.
I don't know. I go guard the best receiver for 3 plays, and then I go back and catch a punt on 4th down. It was a normal day to me.
And then play slot
Yeah.
in the next play.
Catch a slant or two.
You know?
And then go take a breath because you're soft,
Yeah,
out of shape.
That's wild. Not on
And
punt
then
team,
go back
thank
in
God.
on a bubble.
I would think going back and forth in football would be a little harder than baseball. But the amount throwing the ball, depending on the count pitches, how many you throwing, but you hitting every night, it's got to take.
How many years How many years were you on both sides?
Offense and defense, or are you saying punt return?
Well, you did punt return all the way through,
Yeah.
obviously.
Offense and defense, my first 2 years.
You think you could have been able to do it as an older man in the league?
At least up to 2018, I would say. So my last 2 years, probably up to my last 2 years.
12 years, you think you could have done that?
Yeah. Spot play, like give me 15, 20 plays on offense. Yeah, that wouldn't be no problem.
How was it like playbook? They just said, hey, these are plays. You picked them up immediately. They're pretty basic. You understood them?
It was simple. I had a 15-play script. Some of them I wasn't getting the ball in. Some of them I was getting the ball in. But Fisher and Norm Chow was probably the best when it came to put me in the play system. He came from Reggie Bush at SC. So they kind of used me in that form. Same way,
How'd you
same
practice?
way they did
From
West Virginia.
Tavon?
In the offense also.
So practice, how'd you do it? Just walkthroughs? Or were you actually in live practice on the offense?
I would do my whole defensive reps, and then during practice, whatever the script, I would know. Like I probably had 2 or 3 plays.
Period
per
4.
period, yeah.
Okay, because that's the thing with Shohei, right? Like, when the fuck is this guy practicing everything?
Yeah, how does he have time?
And it's just all day, every day? Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's the difference too. Like with baseball, is like your practice during the season are the games.
Right.
You know, it's like you're traveling, and he might have like a bullpen session, but that's also like you can't do that because he's got to fucking go to the cage. You know what I mean? Like there is no blueprint or format for any, because no one has done it at the level he's done it before.
So that's like in much smaller, much less athletic comparison, kicker punter in the NFL. There's only been one. Guy was in Atlanta. I forget his name. It did not really go well. Back in the day, I think there was kickers and punters, but since it's become a specialized, everything like that, you haven't seen guys do both. I remember Darren, my guy Darren, Cincinnati Bengals special teams, who I love. You love him too, I assume?
Yes, sir.
This guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, he is an awesome guy. He was coaching at the Senior Bowl for the North team. I was on the South team. West Virginia, left to be a part of the North way back in the day. I was on the South team, so we didn't really get to chat with the Bengals at all because they were coaching the North team. So there's one day you go and, talk to him or whatever. And I talked to him, and he said, so what do you think you're supposed to do in the NFL? Are you supposed to kick or are you supposed to punt? I was like, I think I can do both. I think I have the capability to do both. I'm nowhere near where I'm supposed to be at both of those positions. I think I could do both. And he told me, there's only been one guy that has ever done both, and it did not work out good. If I were you, you're at the Senior Bowl to be a kicker, I would never punt a football again if I were you. Until you find out at the draft what teams want you to be, baseball down. But if I were you, baseball bat down, if I were you, I would focus on one thing and I wouldn't even do the other one. So I listened to him because I got a lot of respect for him. He's like an OG in the whole special teams game.
Sure.
And lo and behold, Bill Polian drafts me. Hey, we're drafting you to punt. I go, what the punt?
Oh, shit.
Not only did I not know how to punt, I also haven't punted for the last 4 months or whatever because I didn't think this was going to happen. And it was like, I guess I'll just fucking try to figure it out. But it's a real thing. They don't think your knee can handle it. People don't think hips and knees can handle it. And with pitching, that's the same.
Well, and that's the thing is if he when you're that young too, some guys can, but if he has if he needs Tommy John on his elbow, some guys will bounce back and they're incredible, and some guys you'll never hear from him again.
It's fascinating because I think I could have done it for the first 6 years of my career, maybe 5 years of my career.
Makes sense.
But towards the end,
your knees got all fucked up.
towards the end, it was no way would I have been able to do fucking both of these things. And thank God, because I was able to just watch Vinatieri all the time, greatest of all time, which is good news.
Yeah, and is Shohei still playing the field when he's taking his days off? So he's not just DHing this dude is playing.
Yeah, I mean he definitely is still playing the field. I think they've realized
First?
No, outfield. So he's not. He's also not.
This
you know,
dude's the greatest baseball player of all time. What are we doing? Let's get him on a
everything.
team that matters.
Red Sox next year. Don't you worry. He's coming.
All right. Joining us now is a man who has been on every team that matters. Ain't that right?
Yes. Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the face of ESPN when it comes to football conversation and quarterback chatter. He was watching film this morning when we called him to ask him if he'd be able to come on the program. He's a stallion. UConn, great. UConn might win the men's national championship this year. Dan Orlovsky. Dan, sorry, we had to wrap up the conversation about Shohei. I know you caught the tail end of it. This dude is maybe the greatest baseball player of all time, and he plays on a team that is terrible. And the second greatest baseball player of all time is also on that team, and they're terrible. I don't understand baseball. Have you been watching this thing?
Okay, I haven't seen any of the games. I've seen all the clips on social. Can you get passing on top of that to get him on a team that matters?
So,
at least us East Coast snobs.
2 years I think we've been telling Jet.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we need him.
Yeah.
Let's get him on a team.
Title game?
Yeah, tonight's championship. United States, Mike Trout, Trey Turner, the dinger hitting machine. Taking on Shohei Ohtani in
time?
Japan.
7.
Of course we know the time. 7.
Yep.
Oh, 7 o'clock our time?
Yeah.
Like East Coast time?
Yep.
American time? Yeah.
Real time.
You gonna watch?
I'll watch. My kids get done with lacrosse at 7, so 7 o'clock will be perfect. I got a son who loves baseball still, so he'll want to watch that for sure.
Are you coaching all these, or are you just kind of sitting there boozing?
Not allowed to.
What?
Not allowed to in our town in 5th grade.
What's that mean?
You're not
Yeah,
allowed to
so
be
like
invested?
parents are no longer, dude. You'll realize this once your kid grows up to be like, get into that world a little bit where they start playing sports. Parents are out of their fudging minds.
You wanted to say fucking. You wanted to say fucking. We talked about this last time. You wanted to say it. You didn't. We appreciate it. Okay? Respect.
So in our town, like, you're not allowed to coach your kids because it's just too much. So part of me likes that. Part of me's bummed that I can't be around it a little bit more. But
so who's coaching?
So they hire people.
Oh, another professional athlete? No?
No, the kid the guy who's coaching my son's lacrosse team is one of the assistant coaches for the high school. I think he played college lacrosse or something like that. They hire people and pay them out.
Oh, college lacrosse. Okay, as long as he's got an ability. If they just have some random.
Well, I mean, there's some random fat slobs because I did it for a town in Connecticut as well because that is a Connecticut.
Were any of the kids' parents professional athletes?
Oh no, not that I know, but they weren't.
What do we say? We say like, hey, if you get a second generational player, like get that player.
Yeah.
Why? Because they got a chance to see everything you have to do their whole life. And this town's like,
I don't think so.
I thought this was America.
Whole state.
I did too.
Are you serious?
What I say about Connecticut?
Like, I tell these parents all the time, you think your son's good because he went 2 for 4 in the Little League baseball game on Saturday afternoon? I've seen guys that are the greatest players I've ever seen in my life in high school baseball go 4 for 4 with 3 dingers, and they can't sniff Major League Baseball.
Why are you so negative?
Yeah, geez, Dan.
Just a kid, Dan.
Yeah.
Just a kid, dude. Get 5th grade.
No.
Come on.
Let him have a dream.
Ford's not gonna make it.
I tell the parents, so many conversations these parents have. What do you think I should get my kid private training? He can barely wipe himself. Like, fun.
Damn.
Jeez.
All right. Happy to hear you're one of the fan favorites amongst the families at these sporting events. I see you with like a little wine in the hand.
Yep.
100%. 100%. You have pegged me. Totally.
Yeah, and then you're starting shit like this kid.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This kid fudging stinks.
Pass me the Gouda.
You know, you see that
Pass
picture?
me the Gouda.
That's awesome.
Dan is more of a Briere guy.
All right, Dan. Can't wait for you to get a chance to coach your kids and not be boozed up the whole game.
What?
Let's dive into what you do know about, and that is obviously the football. We talked to you earlier. You were watching C.J. Stroud film.
Hell yeah.
We talked to you earlier in this whole news cycle process, and you were reportedly, okay, don't sue us. Nobody, please.
No one.
Reportedly close to maybe going to the Carolina Panthers to join the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Out of that meeting, boom, you come on program and you say that your favorite quarterback or somebody you like a lot, Anthony Richardson. So I'm putting some things together here. Are you watching the C.J. Stroud film this morning to see if he's supposed to be the number 1 overall pick? And do you think there's a chance that the Carolina Panthers, who you had a chance to chat with and had the thoughts, you had the thoughts, I don't know if they had the thoughts, you had the thoughts though, Anthony Richardson is a guy that is very well liked. I think it's been reported that Anthony Richardson is well liked by the Carolina Panthers from other people, not you. Is that who you think is going number 1, those two, just from your opinion? And are you wide open right now on what could potentially happen, or do you have a lean anyway?
No, I'm wide open. I lean towards them taking C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
So I try to watch a game a day for these guys. And I want to have basically every game of theirs watched by April, because April's really when the draft goes full steam ahead. I think if you're Carolina, Anthony Richardson's just the most. If you feel like you're okay with him only starting 13 games, I think the accuracy issues that are getting thrown around about him are completely made up. I have tons of evidence that disputes kind of that he can't throw. My thing with Richardson is this, Pat. I don't know how he fails. I say this all the time. All these kids are talented. He played quarterback in Florida. CJ went to Ohio State. Bryce Young went to Alabama. Levis went to Penn State. They're not going to fail because they're not talented. But when you look at Anthony, you go big, fast, strong, crazy arm talent, ridiculous athlete, highly intelligent, great work ethic, tremendous character from what you hear. So why would he fail? So that's but it's a big swing for Carolina. It is a massive swing to take a guy that started 13 games. That was my big issue with Trey Lance coming out. Because you get to the point, Pat, where you sit there and go with Richardson. He's got to sit because he's got to work on stuff. But he hasn't played football that much, so he's got to play. So that you get into that conundrum of when isn't sitting enough and when is it time to go play. My thing with C.J. Stroud is this. I'll read you my notes because that's
yes.
I was
we're talking about.
Yes, please.
Hell yeah, we get a chance to peek inside Dan Orlovsky's mind. Come on. Let's dive into his notes section.
I was watching CJ because his pro days tomorrow. Now I think pro days are relatively dumb, but
Cam Newton's throwing today.
Yeah.
DJ Fluker's back.
Yeah.
Fluker looks good. All right, so my notes for the Wisconsin game. Big time quarterback tape, handles the line of scrimmage handles the most of line of scrimmage. The knows the process in the play, knows the why of the play. He's certainly not a statue that people are making him out to be.
Georgia.
Notre Dame controls the line of scrimmage and protection, very tight and efficient release. When he's on rhythm, he's tremendous. When he's off rhythm, his feet get a little hoppy. Multiple elite ball placement drops. So throws that are absolutely perfect that were just dropped. Rutgers. He occasionally guides the football because he's a rhythm passer. So, you can get stuck with guiding the football a little bit. You can play and work yourself out of those issues.
Is that forcing
Michigan
it? What's
State,
that mean, guiding? What do you mean? Holding on? What does that mean?
Yeah, I think ways I was always taught. If you remember the Patriot, the movie, rest in peace.
Hell yeah.
Aim small, miss small.
Yeah.
It's you to guide the football feels like when you're throwing it, you're not confident when it's going to leave your hands. So you want to almost run it to where those people are instead of just I'm picking my target and I'm going to trust my throw.
So just spin it. Just spin it. That's a mental thing, you think. Yeah, got it.
Totally.
Can get
Michigan State, number one's open a lot. He can progress, but sometimes his feet don't get to that with his eyes. Sometimes I think he hitches a little bit too much. Now that's due to being pretty well protected. A lot of guys are open. He had great protection up front. Iowa, a couple plays where he doesn't hang in there and make the throws, which I didn't like.
But I was known
defense.
I was known to bring the hammer on that defensive side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
long
locked
fields
on the
too.
number one.
Taylor.
Perfect throws. I make the note perfect throw a lot. His Penn State tape is off the charts. Rhythm and timing is absolutely elite. Control of line of scrimmage, absolutely elite. He's ready to throw. Remind me a lot of Trevor Lawrence in regards to that, fundamentally ready to throw.
That was massive game for them too, right?
Yeah.
That was massive game for Ohio State. At that point, they hadn't beat anybody. Who'd they play? And then that Penn State game was a night game. I think they were hyping it up to be Just like Georgia, the biggest game of the year, he's shown up. So in the big, it's not like he's going to be scared either. It doesn't seem like, right? It's not like the big moment gets to him.
He made some big time throws. Like you can make the case the throw of anybody in this draft is the throw he makes late down the left sideline on a go ball that is just absolutely freaking roped, and it's perfect. So like he's awesome. I think he's awesome. I think the gap between him and Bryce Young is not nearly as big as some people have made it out. And I love Bryce. I would say this, Pat. The hesitation, has to be number one. No one had the protection that he had this year. Like he was protected well. And then number two, no one had guys run open as much as he did.
Bryce or CJ?
Bryce. What's that?
CJ, best protected, you said?
CJ had the most. He had the best protection, and guys were open the most. Like if you watch Alabama tape, guys aren't open that much. If you watch Florida tape, ain't no one open. So that you got to live. If you're Carolina, I think the question is like, do you think your offensive line can protect them? If you do, you're getting a really, really, really good player.
I can't wait to see what Carolina decides to do. They said they don't know yet. Adam Thielen tried to pry a little bit of information, he said, during his trip. They didn't tell him. That could have been a lie.
Yeah, it might have been.
Because he said he trusts their plan to win a championship. Who knows what it is. They might know. They're probably never going to tell anybody. And also, Rapport said they could move down to 2, too, if they like 2 guys and maybe get some of the compensation back. I'm like, all right. Draft season is the worst. Nobody's telling the truth. Pac-Man has a question for you, Dano.
What's up, Dan? My question is, do you think Bryce Young is going to be able to hold up at 5'10", 170 pounds?
Well, 203. Remember, combo. 203.
We'll see what he weighs in on. I think it's Pro Days Friday. Pac-Man, I think the answer is yes. If 10, 15 years ago, like when kind of we went into the NFL, the answer would be no. Quarterbacks
getting soft.
Quarterbacks just don't get hit. They just don't get hit nearly as much. Now they get hit, but not nearly as they don't take the beatings as they used to. They're much more protected. I don't think he runs around like, you're not utilizing him as a runner the way Buffalo uses Josh, Philly uses Jalen, Baltimore uses Lamar. They don't do that with him. He's more. I've always said like my comp for him is Joe Burrow more than a Kyler Murray that I've seen people throw out. So just because I don't see quarterbacks get just beat up as much as they used to, I feel confident with it. I think it's a roll of the dice though, Pac-Man. It is like you don't have fear that he can't.
Joe Burrow's 6'4", bro.
I know. Like.
And his head, remember? His head was off his body.
Removed from his body
a couple different times. And he had to scrape.
But they don't get beat up like you remember NFC title game, Eli versus
Joe Burrow, his first 2 years, he got hit.
Killed.
He got killed.
Beginning of last year.
6'4", Joe Burrow. Man, they actually, and I know I have more respect for athletic trainers, and I think publicly than any other show on earth. Same with Pac-Man. There was a couple hits that Joe Burrow took there early where they actually just mailed it. They brought a shovel out. And they said, fucking get his dead carcass
But you remember
off
like
the field.
The NFC title game the Giants in San Francisco played and Eli just got absolutely his head kicked in. Quarterbacks don't experience that. And it's easy for me to say because I'm not making the decision. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a roll of the dice. It is.
Hey, Bryce is a player though. That he like the way you. Are you okay?
Awesome.
Is everything okay?
Whoa.
Is everything okay?
I'm awesome.
He's definitely a baller.
Oh my God, are you okay? What's going on, dude? You want some?
No, I'm good.
Get some fudge and water.
You need some dew.
You want some Bud Light?
What?
You guys said that Mountain Dew stinks.
No. Ty.
It does, Dan. It's bad.
And he's still drinking it today.
Don't have a choice.
So
Don't have a choice. What are you talking about? There's nothing else cold in there.
Yeah, exactly.
choice is no.
Dude, that or Bud Light. What am I supposed to do at 11?
Can't have a Bud Light at 12:45.
Money's coming in, Ty. The money is coming in, but you're gonna drink that Mountain Dew.
No, this isn't. Hold on. This is not a deal.
I wish it was.
This is not a deal, dude. We do not have a deal with Zevia 0-calorie soda.
Live your best.
Is that their thing?
Yeah, you got to say their tagline after.
Connor found them. He loves them.
Yep.
Connor found them. He
They're
loves
so freaking
So
good.
me and Connor have a game, like, because we're both doing the keto.
Yeah.
We try to find cheats. Like, we're trying to find Cheetos.
Beat the
You know
game.
what I mean? Little cheat codes here. So he found these.
How's keto going?
You tell me, Dan.
I'm drinking dew, bro.
You tell me, Dan. You tell me, bro.
You look good.
That's good lighting. Yeah, we just turned this one
Can
on.
Can you lift the shirt up a little bit?
No, that's why I wear a tank top now. Don't have to do anything here. You know what I mean? Been pickleballing, though.
You look good. You look good. You look healthy.
Not as good as
what
you.
about Connor?
Yeah, look
Not
at
as
him.
good, Dan. But we're getting.
No, Connor looks incredible. Connor's playing pickleball every day. He's working out every day. We're healthy. We're living longer. But he found these drinks.
Great. I didn't know you were a lefty either. Golf swing?
Oh, golfing. Yes, I am a lefty.
Did you see him in a Top Golf? There's a lot of chirping. Amish people were talking shit to him now that we know at that time. And
building houses.
Hey, don't you know he fucking hit that thing gone?
The golf swing justified the conversation.
Oh, he said you suck.
Just shut up and talk football, Dan. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you're still working for ESPN.
Hey, wait. Whoa,
myself.
You didn't deserve that, Dan. You did not deserve that.
Do you know something I don't know?
Dan, that is a crazy time to be at ESPN right now. And we were thrown right in the middle of it in a couple of the articles yesterday. It's like, whoa. We have no idea.
Just reading what's
going on over there. It's a fascinating time at the ESPN. You know what I mean? New shape up at the top. Sounds like there's some stuff going on that's been going on the last few years with layoffs. It's happening in a lot of places, not just happening there.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who else. Somebody was laying off a few
Amazon,
thousand.
9,000.
Yeah, 9,000.
Disney.
Salesforce.
Salesforce.
Everyone.
Everybody. I think it's coming right now. I don't know if it's because of the state of where we are now or if it's because companies are realizing certain strategies might not work. I don't really know the whole understanding. Do you guys have like a company-wide email that gets sent, tells you all like, hey, there's a chance this is coming, or do you just read it on the internet like everybody else?
Yeah, a little bit more on the internet. I'll hit up my agents over at CAA and just like kind of ask them a little bit. I think emails get sent out, but I don't pay attention to them a ton. You know, I probably should.
No.
I thought Tebow just sends a text and everyone reads it, and then that's just the
Tebow?
text. Yeah.
Is Tebow the one writing up the emails? That is a good call.
Motivational text every day.
You should check those out. If Tebow sent an email, read those emails. You probably want to run through your
It's a
computer.
tough time.
It is, though, right? This shit is terrible. This is the bad part of the whole, like, corporate type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Corporate structure and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about business. I remember sitting with you and having conversations about business and being like, yo, this dude's the smartest person I've ever met. So I don't know a lot about that stuff. I know it sucks. I don't know. I'm sure people that I know are gonna, be a part of that, which sucks. Could be me. I don't know, dude.
No.
Can't be Dan Orlovsky.
No.
I don't, just with what they've done in the past, I don't know. They're saying this, somebody just fell in your toilet, shut your toilet, blew up your toilet. Something just happened.
No, it's my wife upstairs just, I think, shutting the dryer.
Oh, nice.
She didn't poop.
Hey, Tara, good luck up there. Woo!
Her name's Tiffany, but
Yeah.
Big T, though. You call it Tara for short.
Yeah, absolutely.
my wife won't poop when I'm in the house. If I'm in the house, my wife will not go to the bathroom.
The whole house?
It's
pooping. Hey, please tell Mrs. Orlovsky I'm a big fan. I apologize for calling her the wrong name. And also,
Yo, babe, Pat called you terrible.
that's not true. That's not true. I mean, my mouth said that. My brain was thinking Mrs. Orlovsky. So I'll tell her I apologize. I'm a massive fan. Hold on, my wife's going to be pissed I did that too. She's a massive fan of your wife, obviously, in this whole thing. But the whole house? Is there like an outhouse out there? I mean, what happens? Is that why you were at ESPN?
Yeah.
That's why it's at ESPN 13 hours a day. Okay, it makes sense now. Got to get all the poops out before Dano gets back. I love your guys' relationship. I love everything about it. It's a fantastic thing. Connor does have a question for you, though, about football. And please tell Tiffany we're massive fans.
Yeah, Dan, real question.
Jesus, boys.
You're never going to get cut. You are basically the face of ESPN, at least in all of our eyes, because you're on there all the time.
Well,
and you
Stephen
crush
A.
it. Stephen A, of course, as well. But you're right there with him. Greeny, Kendrick Perkins. But you're right there. When we're talking about just kind of the overall free agency, period that we've seen, why do you think that the market itself is down? Like yesterday, at least, Dalton Schultz, he signed a 1-year deal for up to $9 million, and then they're reporting last year he was offered 3 years, $36 million. Like when you look at it, why do you think guys like even CJ, GJ are getting these 1-year prove-it deals instead of like what we've seen in the last couple of years where guys are getting paid?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think a little bit has to do with, like the Dalton Schultz one, I'd say the tight end class coming out of the draft this year is really good. Really, really good. There's probably going to be 5 or 6 guys that get drafted in the first 2 rounds that are going to be really good pros. So I think that has a little bit of an impact to do it. In contrast, like the wide receiver class isn't great. That's why the DJ Moore part of the trade for Chicago was such a big deal. from what you hear about the C.J. Gardner-Johnson conversation was that there was a deal offered to him that was pretty good, and I think then the Slay part of the equation became a part of it, and it became, well, we keep Bradbury, we keep Slay. I mean, there's only so many dollars that could go around to a secondary players, people of the secondary, not secondary talents, but people playing in secondary. So I think that was just a little bit of, the timing of the moment. I was surprised he wasn't signed sooner. As free agency goes, money goes less and less. So I think those are a little bit individualized. I don't know why the deals are down. I don't know if players are taking a little bit less. I saw somebody talking about the Laramie Tunsil deal, and they were saying that's the way to do it nowadays is take like 2 or 3 year deals, at a good value that's going to be guaranteed money-wise in the first 2 or 3 years of the deal, and then you get to reset the market because the annual or the average of the salary goes up every year, so you can continue to hit the market and kind of re-up the annual or the average pay of the money. So I don't know, man. I think that as quarterbacks get paid more and more and more, you have to be so much more financially frugal. You're looking at $500 million deals, $400 million deals, probably coming for like Herbert and Hurts and
who's paying
Burrow.
those? Who's paying those, Dan?
Not me. I mean, Philadelphia's going to pay Jalen $50 million a year, right?
I think they will. I think that owner will.
Yes, he will.
That owner will do it because Philadelphia, big
Cincinnati
city.
has to pay Joe Burrow that.
Yes, they
has
do.
To.
Telesco has talked about Herbert.
The Chargers have to. Have to.
He's not losing sleep over the Herbert deal, is what Telesco says. That will get done. That's just a part of the process. Pretty much is what Telesco
so those guys
said.
are going to get $50+ million. So whether it's 6 years, 300+, or 8 years, 400+, it's going to be a massive number. So you got to be really good with kind of who else you're paying.
Lamar.
Yep, he's fortunately not
Makes
one of those
no
guys.
sense.
Dan, it doesn't. None of us
What's
understand.
going on? Tell us what's going on. We're trying to figure this out. And it's like, goddamn, we will have no answer. We lost. I don't get it.
I think it's this, Pac-Man.
Go ahead.
So I think we in the media, I do believe we've made it a little too like yes or no, black or white, where pay him every single dollar that he wants or don't pay him. And there is a lot of gray area to it because if you pay him all that money, if you pay him the however many guaranteed dollars, one, you're now the owner that did it. I think the Deshaun conversation is an outlier. It just is.
They didn't kick Haslam out of the league. They didn't kick him out of the league. So
for the owners, not the players, right?
Yeah, they didn't kick Haslam out of the league, though. Haslam did it. They didn't kick him out of the league.
Yep.
So go on, though.
Right,
You're right. You're
totally.
right. You're 100% right. That is the thing.
But you're the owner who did it again. And so then you're going to have Jeffrey Lurie and the Spanos on the Chargers.
Yeah.
The Spanos family.
Yeah.
Am I right with that?
Yep.
And then you're going to have the Brown family calling you being like, why did you do it? Now we have no choice. Now there's no longer an individual outlier. And then if you're Lamar, you're sitting there going, why would I take less? Why would I take less? Lamar, I haven't said this on TV, but I sit there and I think Lamar has taken 1,000 hits for that organization. 1,000. He's taken 1,000 hits for that organization I think he's made $25 million. Like you can't ask that player to take all those hits and then decide, we don't want to pay you as much as you've earned or deserve or what the market says or what I think that's tough. It's a tough look in your locker room.
And for free agents potentially in the future and for everything. Like he is the Baltimore
Could you
Ravens.
imagine that locker room? Could you imagine that locker room?
Oh, this guy does everything right. This guy is our team. He's won the MVP. He's led us. He's caused no problems.
He's
did no
taken
holdouts.
1,000 hits for us.
Yes.
1,000 at the quarterback spot. But, that's why I don't get it. Like I saw people this past weekend come up and being like, what are we doing? Fans of Baltimore, like, what are we doing with Lamar? And I sit there and go, I don't know.
So the interesting thing here is he just quote tweeted and talked about the 133 being guaranteed.
Right.
And he said, I need an agent or whatever. Now, I think he was saying that because, like, I didn't accept that deal. I wouldn't accept that deal. But that was the deal that it inevitably got to. So maybe the agent gets you a little bit more, or maybe a different negotiating tactic gets you more. Do we know, and I guess we'll find out on Lamar Jackson Entertainment, I-775 on YouTube. This week he's releasing an interview, I do believe. He's never come out and said he wants 231. Like, we have all just assumed that. Like, hey, he wants 231. I wonder if there was a little bit more of a respectable, like 180 guaranteed with incentives up to $300 million. And then, because what you're saying is there is a little bit of a gray part. That's negotiating. Like, that's deal making. That's situational deal making. Like, we got to, not going to give me this. Got to at least come to this to give me this. Like, that is kind of.
I thought Schefter did something last week where he talked about the contract that I think he that was offered to him, and he called it like springing guarantees or something.
Dude, Dan, this is a whole new thing. They're just making up words and putting guarantees on them so that it's a whole, like there was a tweet, I think, by somebody. I don't know if it was Schefter, Rappaport, Pelissero, Garofalo, Rossini, one of the insiders that crushed the NFL, Schultze. They were like,
of course,
fully guaranteed is this. And then later in the tweet, it was like, actual guarantee is this. It was like, or potential guarantee is this. It's like, well, there's no such thing as a potential guarantee. Like, that is.
Good Morning Football.
And it was like $60 million difference. $66 million difference. I'm like, something's up with the way the wording of the verbiage of what's being real and what's not is fascinating. Because I think it was 133, and it was like 180 or something like that. And then it was up to like two
playoffs or win the Super Bowl. Like something like that.
Yeah, escalators are in every
guarantee though.
Yeah, that's not a guarantee.
It's
but
not guaranteed.
They're phrasing it as like a injury guarantee on top of it is now being talked in there as actual. I don't.
Dimes they had on Good Morning for Football, the virtually guarantee.
Virtually guarantee was the word that they were using. I'm like, there's no such thing as a virtual.
No, either it's guaranteed or it's not.
Like, that is not how contracts work. I'm like, these teams are getting smarter though, because a lot of people on the internet have been getting loud. Like, players have been like, that's not real. Like, what is actually real? My contract is this. So now they're like, we got to change hey, when you report this, fully guaranteed is this, virtual, right?
Which is basically
is $66 million more. That is an absurd difference. Go ahead.
And I think the players know too, like, the NFL for the next 10 years is going to make ungodly amounts of money. Like, it's the young quarterbacks that we have in the league and the young talent. It's just, so I think the players are super aware that the money coming into the NFL is going to be on an absolute rocket ship, and that they are the product, and they can get more than the slotted market of the past.
Yeah, I think so too. Ty, I know you have a lot going on, so we appreciate your time. Ty has a question for you, Dano.
Love being on.
Yeah, Dan.
We love you on.
Love you, Dan.
Love you, Dano.
Love you, Donald.
You, Tiff, the kids.
Everybody.
Hell yeah.
Lacrosse.
Dan, Mel.
Who's Tara? Holy shit.
Whoa.
I'm going to tell Tiffany. I don't like that.
That's messed up.
I don't like any thoughts of that going on. Sorry, Ty.
Dan, Mel Kiper had his mock draft come out today. I think it was like 3.0 or something. And I don't know how much he knows compared to, or whether or not he's talking to people, but he had the Colts trading up to get Will Levis at 3. I don't know how much of his tape you've watched. And I don't pretend to be like a quarterback guru or anything like that, but for whatever reason, Will Levis kind of just reminds me of like Jake Locker. That's all I can think about when I hear him. Am I wrong? And what do you think the Colts are going to do? Because a lot of people do have them trading up to the third pick now.
Yeah, so the Colts have to be aggressive to get to that third spot in my eyes, because you can sit there and I could point out like, the Raiders can still go up if they want. Seattle can still go up if they want. Washington could jump if they want. I think Detroit could get up there if they fall in love with the guy.
Atlanta.
Atlanta. I don't hate the Jake Locker. I don't think he's nearly as athletic as Jake. I've kind of said like he has moments of Jay Cutler.
Hell yeah.
Will's a Connecticut kid. I love
him.
I've gotten the chance to talk with him. I love him as
We're not
a kid.
running a reality show.
He seems awesome. I'll read you just the notes I have on Will. I'll be quick with him because the CJ ones were. So I think there's awkward moments of inaccuracy.
Yeah.
Where you go, there's a bad miss. The team around him stunk. His offensive line stunk. He's got a super tight release. He throws without the laces at times,
Love that.
way too often. He doesn't get the laces.
Love that.
Bring him in.
I actually called him on it. I called him about it. I was like, yo, why do you do this? And he was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, you throw the ball without the laces a lot. And he was like, I just think my arm's strong enough where I can get away with it, which I liked. But I'm also like,
Slinger.
I don't know about that one.
Nate Davis, Ball State. Nate Davis.
Yeah, he was
Is that his
good,
name?
yeah.
Nate Davis, I think? He was known for
He
it.
needs to improve his pocket field mechanics. He's got a lot of drops from his other people. He dealt by far with the worst protection out of all those kids in this draft. The game was taken out of his hands a lot this season. I think that was partly because they knew their offense was so bad. Florida, awful protection. He got his absolute head kicked in.
Tough.
Bad pass game details, I felt, for their offense. No one got open. Georgia, this dude's tough. Like, he'll hang in the pocket, throw it. He's
Come
tough.
on.
No one got open.
Fuck yeah, you're going to have to be here.
He don't care.
He lived in third and long a lot. Missouri, tough because the offensive line was so bad, but he played well. So I think he's a tough evaluation because no one's open and doesn't have a lot of protection. But, like, if you're Indy, you have no choice. Like, if you get word that someone's trying to go up to Arizona, you have to move. You have to move.
Sounds
They
like a
have to
perfect
get
fit for the Colts.
Even if Anthony Richardson is still available,
no
though.
one getting open.
Yeah, he's not going 3 over one of the top.
Yeah,
3.
so then Anthony would be because if Will Levis dropped out of the conversation combine week, we did not do that.
No.
Just all conversation out of the combine from the NFL insiders was away from Will Levis. I assume that's because maybe his combine wasn't. I did like his line. What he said, I got a fucking cannon, so I'm gonna throw the ball. I like that. I enjoyed everything
Stroud
about
and
that.
Richardson stole the show. They said Stroud had one of the best throwing performances like in the history of the combine. Or that's what Daniel Jeremiah said.
And Richardson beat everybody in every single thing that has ever been a quarterback before.
Yeah.
So, but then Bryce Young was just considered automatically the guy.
Yeah.
So those three kind of stole the conversation. Will Levis still in that convo, huh? Did you know that? I didn't know that.
I don't think so at 3. No, I don't think so. Like, if I was Indy and Bryce and CJ go 1-2, then I would find a way to get, like, Anthony Richardson. And I think their head coach, Shane Steichen, like, what was his experience with Jalen Hurts this past year? And does he want that type of quarterback?
I would assume.
Where
they went to fucking
right,
Super
I would
Bowl.
assume, but he also had Justin Herbert. So he might want the big
they didn't make
6'4" plus monster cannon arm guy.
Yeah, because who knows what plays he can draw up with a guy that can do everything that guy can do versus everything.
And the reason why it reminds me of Cutler a little bit was Cutler was ridiculously talented. But one of the things that Jay did, and I think Will does this a lot, is I'm throwing this football. Like, I don't care what happens. I'm throwing the ball to that dude. And what it does a little, I think Fitzy was like this a little bit too. Like, it allows those guys to make ridiculous throws. And when they're hot, and they can get streaky. And then when they're cold because the defense pays attention as well.
Yeah,
So,
Pac was just shaking his head. Yeah, that is the case. Last question for you here, Dan. Tone, gotcha.
Dana, you kind of stirred up a hornet's nest in Pittsburgh this week by saying OBJ should go there. Is that something you feel real strongly about? Because I know the Steelers fans kind of liked it.
Yeah, do you have any inside sources? Just strictly opinion, Dan Orlovsky?
No, strictly an opinion. I think like the Odell conversation is like 2 groups. It's the group that is Kansas City, Buffalo, the New York teams that, they're good football teams. They could feel like, hey, we might be one explosive piece away from really taking the next level in the next step offensively. And then there's the young quarterback model, which is like, I could see Green Bay doing it. Like, I was thinking about this with Green Bay.
Could you imagine Green Bay signs Odell Beckham Jr. after Aaron moves on? That would be awesome. That would be great.
If you're, think about it like this. If you're Green Bay and you're their general manager, like, what's one of the most important things for you this season?
Coloring books.
Jordan Love to look good.
Weapon.
Yeah.
You want to look right.
Yes.
Have to.
General managers want to look right. So if your quarterback's cheap, I don't know what Odell's going to cost, but you put him into that offense. If he looks like the guy from the Super Bowl run, I said New England. The reason I said Pittsburgh is
no way.
You can't compete.
No
what do you say?
No way.
Pac-Man hates Pittsburgh Steelers, but nonetheless.
He's a Bengal. The reason, like I said, you can't compete unless you are explosive offensively in the NFC. You don't have a chance. So you got an organization that's rock solid, a head coach who's a stud. You got a cheap quarterback. And then if you roll that offense out there with like Deontay Johnson and Freiermuth and Pickens and Najee and then Odell, you go.
Pretty good team. Matt Canada calling the plays.
Yeah, revamped the line.
O-line is fucking beautiful now.
No, Matt Canada's still calling plays too.
Drawing up fades.
Hey,
that's true.
That's why Pittsburgh got so excited immediately upon you saying it. None of us had really thought of it because that would not be a Pittsburgh Steelers move at all, like since the beginning of it. But maybe now's the time with a brand new young quarterback who's maybe going to get a chance to check a hot every once in a while on the offensive side of the ball, especially with George Pickens being who George Pickens is.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of field for Odell Beckham Jr. to work out there.
And if you want the young quarterback to play as well as possible. And you go, can we compete with Cincinnati? Realistically, no. Like right now, you can't. If you had Odell or Baltimore, and Odell looks like he did for the Super Bowl run, you can. You're like, and then your quarterback should play really well.
Dahn almost puked over there.
Cincy thing, I guess. Don't throw Baltimore into that conversation.
Anyway, hey, is Lamar going to play for Baltimore this year or no?
Damn.
I think he'll play for Baltimore, yes. But the more this goes, the more this becomes a realistic question of, is he going to play this year?
Is he going to have a new contract or he's going to play up under the tag?
Great follow-up.
I don't know if he'll play under the tag. Last year, what happened? Like last year, he rolled the dice. He was the good soldier, and he got hurt. All right, is he going to play under the tag and risk that again? I don't know. I don't know.
Me neither.
It's a risk.
You played
guys 1,000 hits.
Is that a stat you got from Hembo?
Yeah.
Shout out Hembo. He's part of Mike Greenberg's book.
Yeah.
Hembo is a dog, dude. Hembo's an absolute dog.
Are you going to let me tell my Pac-Man story?
Yeah, I'm hoping you will. Yeah. So do you know Pac-Man at all there? Have you ever, because he said he knew you. We didn't know if it was just in passing. Yeah. How'd you guys meet and what is your Pac-Man story? Hell yes. I can't wait to hear this.
I don't know Pac-Man like that. I mean, I know of Pac-Man. We played against each other a little bit, but it was my, I was a senior. We were playing West Virginia at home, so in Connecticut. This is when we were good, but West Virginia was really good. It was like Pac-Man.
Right.
Steve was on the team.
Right.
Who was the quarterback? A really good player.
Steve
Marshall.
Out of Pittsburgh.
Really good player. Yeah. And so we're playing West Virginia at home. I think it's like the 7th or 8th game of the year. We're 6-1. I think they're 7-0 maybe. They're top 6 or 7 in America.
Hell yeah.
And Pac-Man's a Heisman Trophy cat, right? Like, so we're the little small school. Yeah. We think we're awesome. We belong, all that stuff. Pre-game. And like pregame happens, and I can see Pac-Man. Pac-Man plays corner. I play quarterback, so I think Pac-Man sucks in the moment, right? Because just competitive nature, all that. So Pac-Man, I see walking out of the tunnel, and so like our group is here at midfield, whatever, and then him and his kind of 5 or 6 group of players come, and at some point, someone either says something or spits on someone or something, and it was one of those like pregame. It's about to happen, melees or whatnot. And I just remember like it getting broken up and Pac-Man walking by me, and I look him, I think dead in his eye at the moment, and I'm like, Pac-Man, you suck. And I proceeded to throw a slant route with like 6 minutes to go in the game, low, returned for an interception to lose by like 8 or something like that.
And I had an offensive touchdown that game.
Smell me?
You smell me? I had a good day.
To be clear, Pac-Man didn't suck, all that stuff. But it was one of those moments where you're like, this is football.
Hey, did you say you actually said you fucking suck to him at that time?
Oh, that was a high intent.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you didn't say you fudging suck out there?
Nah,
Imagine you say, Pac-Man, you fudging suck. Pac-Man would have started dying laughing in your face.
I think he did. I think he laughed at me in the moment. Because, like, again. Like,
do you remember any of this?
Yes, I do, bro. And I'm like, this sorry-ass team. I'm thinking, like, we about to blow these folks out. So the game proceeds on. I think I had.
There was a fight pregame, though?
Well, it was a fight. It was a little pushing, bro. It wasn't too much of a fight.
Scuffle.
But the first play, I had a reverse. I think the second play of the game, I took it like 65 yards. I run back down the sideline like, yo, shut the fuck up.
I love it. I love everything about it, man. The Big East used to be fantastic.
Yeah.
It used to be awesome. Our team, now Pac was the year before me whenever him and Slim left to go to the NFL, so I was not on same team as Pac ever at West Virginia, which is a real shame. Got to experience West Virginia a couple times with Pac-Man. Really awesome. That is a cool thing. Wasn't on the same team, but they would tell stories about what Pac-Man would do before games. And he told us on this show, he would go through the program, see who really is about it and who ain't about it.
This guy can't handle it.
And then he would have a strategy going out to pregame warm-up, and then he'd find the numbers. There's the bitch right there. Yeah.
It was funny too. Like, Pac-Man, are you from Florida?
No, I'm from Atlanta.
All right, but that was one of those moments where, again, we're at UConn, so most of the guys on our team were Connecticut, Mass, Ohio, Jersey a little bit, and we had a handful of Florida boys, and they were our best players, candidly. And it was one of those moments where the Florida boys were ready. They were when they were running their mouth, the Florida boys were front of the line. And a bunch of us were just hanging there I don't know if we're really going to be a part of this, because Pac-Man came out and was ready.
Yeah, every game it was like that. Pre-game it was like that every single game.
Hell yeah.
Were you weren't like that whenever I saw you in the NFL? Were you like that early in the NFL or no?
Well, I was kind of nice to you because we had a different relationship. But I normally don't talk to nobody before the game.
College
really?
You did. College you did.
If you play receiver, I wouldn't talk to you at all, Pat.
Okay, got it.
It's different.
Got it.
With you kicking the ball.
Very nice.
Me going and playing against D-Hop, when I played against D-Hop, I never talked to him. Hey, man, I'm in town. Bro, I'll see you on the off-season or when we are not playing, y'all. But I'm not talking.
Was that in the NFL? Because I heard college you were looking.
NFL, I was like that too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, I love the fact that he picked you off and they had a touchdown on the offensive side of the ball.
It's awesome.
That's an amazing thing. I love everything about that. And I like that you dropped the F-bomb because earlier in the show today, you wanted to say it. And you said fudging. It was nice to take that trip down memory lane there. Did you feel it as you were telling that story back in the moment? Pac-Man, you. Oh, my God, I said it, didn't I?
Can't believe I said
Is that what you did, or did you feel comfortable letting it out there?
It brought back some good memories. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Our competitive spirit. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hey, our West Virginia team, people met us at the 50 every fucking week, it felt like.
You guys were good, man.
But people wanted to fight us every single week, and I always had to show face, obviously, because you can't be the person that isn't.
Who was the fullback, the maniac?
Owen Schmidt, yeah. You don't want Owen Schmidt in there. Nobody else wants that. We had dogs on our team, though. Our team, you can go check actual criminal records now since then. We had dogs on our team. So all these people that wanted to fight us before games, every time I was like, I don't know if we're the right team to be doing this, but I am going to put my helmet on and I'm going to go show my face in this thing, and then we're going to kind of do it. And then Rich Rod every time, these motherfuckers wanted to. He was. And then he almost fought a couple coaches after games. Rich Rod almost
see that.
He almost fought a couple coaches. What? USF guy, I forget his name. He had very white hair, wore a visor, and USF.
Jim Levitt.
He used to run sprints before the game. You remember that?
Yes.
He would run
soaking wet, 100 yards.
Sprints on the field. So as I'm out there warming up early, punting, this guy is sprinting full speed, dripping in sweat, obviously super intense guy. I don't know how him and Rich encountered each other. Something happened, though. And there was just a different tone about old Rich Rod, who was already at a 20 all the time. He was at a different level. And then afterwards, there was a handshake moment where we thought they were going to brawl. Yeah. And I'm like, here, Rich has been training. This guy, I know he's running sprints. He ain't fucking Rich Rodriguez. Rich Rodriguez, this guy is pisses hot literally all day, every day. Needs to fight somebody all day. Feels like he needs.
Glass eater.
Get it out. Yes, he is. Get it out of him. We want. He almost fought. What's that? Ralph Friedgen.
Ralph Friedgen.
Almost fought Ralph Friedgen in Maryland.
Friedgen's a hoss.
Our team was just.
He did not like him.
No. Yeah. Our team at all times, from top to bottom, was all right,
ready.
If we have to fight, we have to fight. I wish you would have been on a couple of those teams that we had.
I know. That would have been my senior year, too. Yeah. Then you had Mike Bauer. Right there. Bauer was right there in the start.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Those were some intense
guys. Play with Chris was on that team, right? Chris Henry?
Yeah. If me and Chris don't lead early, that's a crazy team.
We went to Sugar Bowl that year with Steve and Pat. And if we had Pac and Slim on that team and Owen, Jesus. It's all right. You got paid. Hey, 6th overall, buddy. You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. What's that, Toad?
Dan, I just remember this. Dan, you don't wash your towel for 30 straight days?
Yeah, what happened there?
Oh, yeah.
You say some things on the internet that are absurd, but this one really captured a lot of people's thoughts.
Yeah, I honestly, was shocked that it became that big a thing. I don't think it's 30 straight days, no. I think like 25 to 30 like showers. I shower probably twice a day for most days. So we're talking, I don't know, 10 days to 2 weeks. I'm also
towel?
like quick.
Same towel.
Quick shower.
Same towel.
Dan, you have way too much money to be using the same towel.
Well, this is what Stephen A. said about him. Stephen A. said he's a cheapskate.
Yeah.
Stephen
That's
A.
not
said
even
it's
being
just
cheap.
No, it kind of is because he doesn't even want to waste money on laundry.
Yeah, laundry detergent's expensive.
I wash his towels. I'm like mortified that he's saying this. I promise you, I wash his
Tiffany,
towels.
what's his deal? Why is he doing this? It's obviously not your
I
fault.
don't know. I need to get on Twitter and find out what he's
I'm a
actually
simple
saying.
man.
Tiffany, he says some dumb stuff about food on there too, Tiff.
All right, I need to start regulating this.
Yeah. Embarrassing the whole family.
You called her Tara 30 minutes ago.
No.
I don't
Don't let
remember
him
that.
get out of this. Like, don't let him get out
I'm a
of this.
corner, bro. Pac-Man's here, short-term memory.
Yeah.
I'm on to the next play. That's Mrs. Orlovsky, and she is awesome. We appreciate the hell out of you, Dan. Keep crushing it. NFL Live today, 4 p.m. You on?
I'm not on. I'll be on tomorrow. CJ Stroud Pro Day.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Nice.
All right. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. The legend, Dan Orlovsky. Yeah, I heard those stories about you pregame because.
Yeah, I was a different type of breed.
Yeah, I heard that.
Hell yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that. Heard that.
You know when you turn the light switch on?
Yeah, gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do out there. The program is a different level, though, just looking at people's pictures.
Yeah.
He looks like that guy.
No chance.
What number is he? When I see him come jogging out, that is the guy. Hey,
You
what's
always-
going on? Blah, blah, blah.
Then you go back and see what high school he went to, you know. Hey, man, where your sister at?
Jeez, this guy.
Sally.
Before the game even starts.
You know I know Sally. They hate that.
I can imagine, yeah. Especially in college.
Yes.
Oh, those
That time,
ages.
yeah.
That time. So much, especially in those big games. Like he said they were 6-1. UConn was 6-1.
Yeah.
That was a massive game for UConn.
I think before that year, Dano was on the fucking cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yep.
Yeah, we won that game when we got off the bus. We wasn't even worrying about that.
Thinking about playing West Virginia, then all of a sudden
Man,
you're thinking
come
about
on.
your sister in high school.
Sally,
What the fuck?
biggest game of our lives. That was Adam Pac-Man Jones. I'm calling my mom right now. Let's go to a break. People did that was my first experience in the football world. I've talked about this because in high school I literally came on like Fridays.
About a half hour before a game.
Yeah,
day
I
game.
didn't even know how to fucking put the pads on. Really.
Because you had a game.
When I got there. So I wasn't at the practices and workouts and everything like that. Got along with pretty much everybody on the team, but like I was supposed to be a soccer player. So it was like very much understood, like, let's not get in the way of this guy going to do his thing. Just see you on Fridays. And then I get in the football world. It's like our first game. People are like lined up. It's like, oh, we're fighting. Okay. Oh, we're fighting every game.
This is cool.
Okay, this is what this is. And then Rich Rock goes in there. You get a motherfucking personal foul before a game even fucking starts. I will run you fucking all week. And then he goes out there, get your fucking ass out of our fucking field. You know, he's doing it. It's it was an awesome time. I couldn't fathom.
Yeah.
If you and me were in Morgantown for an extended period of time during a successful era, which it was, Jesus Christ, we missed you. Shout out to West Virginia. We're going to be back.
Shout out.
West Virginia's going to be back.
West Virginia going to be back.
Yeah, once they got, you know.
We had basketball teams that were going to Elite Eight, like every year.
Yeah.
Football team, we just won all the time. People talk, oh, this place that burns couches. It's like, we got a lot to celebrate down here, bro.
Sorry.
And we ain't got shit to do tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
Right.
that thing's sitting out front. What do you want from us? Might as well create a little bonfire.
Light it up.
A whole street.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing.
I don't
to me.
I don't say this lightly. A full street. I was there. Probably 7 houses on one side, 7 houses on the other side, 1 block there. Okay. It was over by. It was on the other side of town. I don't remember what that area is called. You go from like where the dorms were, past downtown to that other side. What is that over there? Do you remember the areas?
High Street area?
High Street's a downtown. You go past there to like the other side of town. They like cross the bridge over there. Do you know that area? I don't know. Whatever. There's different areas of Morgantown. 7 houses this side, 7 houses this side. They were having a block party.
Couches.
Walking on Broken Glass came on after Country Roads. So Country Roads comes on midnight. Couches get lit on fire, middle of the street. Okay? Obviously. Having a great time. Standard operating procedure. There's clearly no cars coming down here. Couch is on fire. People are putting them out on their front porch like, hey, if you need one, this is the one. So it was like, here we go. We're in the middle of it, having a good time. Then Walking on Broken Glass comes on, and I've never experienced this before. And motherfuckers are chucking glass bottles, empty bottles, onto the street.
Unreal.
From every house, pretty much. Just, and then people were sprinting down the middle of it, hammered, drunk, while these bottles are raining down. I'm like,
sweet.
This place is out of a movie.
Yeah.
This is not supposed to be real. And Walking on Broken Glass is just blaring, and then the bottles are flying out of top, like windows from like second floor. I'm like, who's cleaning this? You know?
Yeah.
I have no idea, but it's also blessed. But I've been in Pittsburgh before, where there's just bonfires in the middle of the street and shit like that. I mean, when you got to celebrate, some people really, really let loose, and I've just so happened to be. What's going on over there?
What's going on over there?
Had a lot of them. It's a fun time. Morgantown's a great place.
Yes. We was number one. I mean, number one party school when we was there. We had girls going wild. That's when it first came out. Shit was crazy.
Shit was bananas.
Coming from Atlanta in the inner city and getting dropped off in Morgantown, I was like, yes, I love this. This was the first time I ever seen parents drink with their kids.
Yes.
In the black community, that don't happen too often. Like 18, 19-year-olds, like, hey, you want a beer?
This is how it goes.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
I don't know if it's like that anymore. Is it like I haven't been? I actually have not been there in a long time, like to do it. Because to be honest, in my head, I'm like, if I go back there, I gotta go make stops and see people.
It's a lot.
I'm gonna be hammered by 7:30, probably 8 o'clock. Like the only thing to do there is like get after it. I think they were trying to change it there for a bit, weren't they? I think they were trying to change it there for a bit. They need to embrace it. I think Morgantown needs to embrace it. We have a great time here. That is what we do.
I think they toned it down a little bit. You know, we in 2023, so we can't do what we did.
The whole world toned it down.
Oh my God!
I don't know if it's seen spring break videos.
What's that down in Miami? I guess shit's getting real down there.
Now they just everyone just moved it to Texas now.
Where down at that island? What's that island called?
San Marco or something?
No.
Like
South Padre.
South Padre. There it is.
Is that where they headed to?
I believe so.
Kids are still doing it.
Yeah.
Morgantown was every day though.
Yeah.
It was every single day.
You had some Monday through Sunday.
Yep.
It's awesome.
How was I not supposed to get $40,000 in loans out?
Exactly.
You know, at a 40% interest rate.
Warranted.
Just to have a good time on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
What?
Saturday, Sunday.
What?
I took Fridays off though. I was in the hotel. You know, I was a good guy.
That's right.
I was a good guy. I was
For the
mature.
team.
I should have treated that much more seriously, but I don't know how you could in Morgantown.
It worked out.
Looked like it worked out to me.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Hey, you too.
Yeah, shit. I had a ball.
Let's go, Mountaineers. Let's go win some games.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's get to a break on the other side. I don't believe Jet Passon will be able to come on.
Jet plane.
Jet.
The hell? Was he grounded due to weather? Or?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think he has a busy day today, I think, because it's World Baseball Classic. Probably got a bunch of hits on a bunch of things.
Okay.
Game starts at 7, Jet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he's doing the whole. I think it's a big
They
media.
haven't talked about it once on ESPN this morning.
Nope.
The game's on Fox.
Really?
What the hell's going on, Jet?
FS1.
FS1. No, I think the big game might be on Fox.
No, I think I heard because you can't bump fucking 911 Lone Star.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Yeah, Rob Lowe.
What about the Mask? Is the Masked Singer on there too?
I don't know.
That's on a Fox show.
That might be the lead-in
To
the WBC. Want the biggest audience possible. So
no,
they put them.
I think the Mask is leading 911 Lone Star.
Yeah.
Is what we're talking about.
Oh, man.
This world, I got a text from Michael Cole, baseball fan. Obviously, he's Mets fan too, so they lost Edwin Diaz.
Loser.
I don't know if he knew that I was going to read his exact text, but can't believe you talk about a useless fucking baseball tournament, but you don't talk actual baseball on your show. What he said.
Michael.
So I think Michael Cole is certainly in his feelings about this World Baseball Classic.
Yep. Seems like a lot of Mets fans are.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Trumpet Man is gone for the year.
I don't know if we know yet, but they had to carry him off the field. So.
All right, let's figure out what's going on the other side of the break. We'll send some texts out. We'll send some messages out. We'll definitely take some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. 1-833-432-3663. That's 1-833-4-DA-DOME. Joe Pompliano tweeted tonight's game between USA and Japan is the most anticipated World Baseball Classic game ever. And Fox is burying it on FS1 while they play 911 Lone Star and Accused on the main network feed. That's a huge missed opportunity. Come on, Fox. Figure it out.
What are we doing?
Pompliano.
911
Figure it out.
Star.
Yeah.
If fucking Rob Lowe is not taking a back seat to anybody. Certainly
Deep
not
throat,
the
right?
Broke.
Rob Lowe's in deep throat?
Except for the NFL, because he wears the NFL logo hat, and he
Was he in
respects the
deep
NFL.
throat?
I think so, yeah. Because Rob Lowe came out and said that
He did have a sex tape.
close sort.
Bob Lowe had
No, that's a
sex
movie, isn't it?
Deep Throat was, it was a movie, but
Not a porn movie. It's another movie.
no,
It was
right.
his mate, though.
Bob Lowe's got a
Gotta-
sex.
Bob Lowe does have a sex tape, yes.
Look up Jim Irsay, deep throat, Rob Lowe.
That's interesting.
On Twitter.
That's the
look
video.
that
That's what it's called.
I think so, yeah. If I do recall, because Rob Lowe broke the news that Peyton Manning was retiring. Remember?
Oh.
He said, close friend of mine is telling me that Peyton Manning's retiring. And then Jim Irsay, who's friends with Rob Lowe, came over top and said that his breaking news heard that Rob Lowe is going to be in a remake of Deep Throat or something like that.
That's to Watergate. So he might be, that's a reference to Watergate. It's possible. I don't think he was in.
So what?
So he's saying like, because Deep Throat was like the agent who was leaking all the Watergate stuff with Nixon.
My sources tell me Rob will star in an epic remake of Deep Throat with aging porn stars and four-finger circus clowns.
That's pretty good, though.
That's what Jim said.
Jim.
What year is this? Just so I can, because I want to.
2012.
All right, still got it. That's 11 years ago.
Makes sense.
Okay. That's how I think of Rob Lowe whenever I hear Rob Lowe's name.
Yeah,
That's
so-
11 years ago. That's the only thing I think of is like Jim Irsay kind of dunked on this guy.
Deep throat guy.
If I do recall.
Rob tweeted the Manning news, and I don't think Jim was too
It
happy.
wasn't the actual Manning news.
He was wrong.
Yes. Peyton Manning is going to retire.
Oh, yeah, he didn't
This is what
retire.
Rob Lowe said. He did not. He won another
cut.
Super Bowl, went to another one,
Yeah.
and broke like 5 records after that.
That's right.
I was actually, so when Rob Lowe put that tweet out, don't want to name drop or anything like that, I think I was in the training room directly next to Peyton Manning.
Ooh.
Like I believe he was actually within 4 feet of me. I think. I don't want to say that I was the person that was like,
You're retiring?
What?
but I do believe it was in the room when it happened because there was a chaos there for a bit, and then Jim Irsay came in with a high.
Deep throat dunk.
Yeah, wild times. What a dumb life I've lived. Speaking of dumb, this show has become that immediately upon its starting 4 or 5 years ago. We'll be back on the other side with much more stupidity and breaking news. And also, I think we got some Pac-Man shit to address.
Here we go.
That is very positive. Very good. We appreciate you all so much for watching. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. Probably still play safety, but we did see something today.
Yeah, I don't know if he could still play
Oh, my
safety
gosh.
just because, I happened to catch a pass against him.
It wasn't a
You
moss.
did?
It
Whoa.
was not a moss.
I did. I had to reach over him a little and snag it out of his hand.
Do we have a video? You just caught a ball on Adam Pac-Man Jones. How do you feel, Connor?
Pretty good. Looking back on it now, probably should have been the 6th overall pick in the 2006 NFL draft, but that was him, and I caught a pass on him, so I'm shaking. I mean, I can't believe that just happened.
Pac, a man who has obviously never really played a sport competitively past high school, just caught a ball on you. Your thoughts?
Fake moss.
Now that it's 1-1, we'll stop it.
Somebody got to win.
Why is football the greatest sport on earth? And do you think football is the greatest sport on earth? And why do you like football?
That's a really deep question there, Pat.
I know. I think I can get a good answer out of you, though. Like, I think you'd be able to talk about it in a way that I think a lot of people haven't because you've been at the pinnacle of it for so damn long and inside of it. And your brain is a pretty fantastic one. We've learned here over the last few weeks, obviously. Last few weeks, that's it. That's all the time we've learned that.
I think it's the greatest sport in the world for one main reason. It is a true team sport where it is damn near impossible for one person to dominate an entire game. And if you look at other team sports, basketball with 5 guys on the court, I think you've seen multiple players over the years. Maybe one player, maybe 1 or 2 players on a squad be able to dominate and win championships. Baseball, you can have a dominant pitcher and win championships. Soccer, you can have a dominant forward and or goalie. That seems to be a little more of a team sport, but you don't have 11 players engaged at the same time on every play. It is truly a sport reliant on every player on the field to do their job in order to be successful. And I think that's why at times, certain star players can get maybe too much credit and maybe too much blame on the flip side because it does take so many players at the same time in 3 phases to win football games. And I think that's the beauty and the draw of our sport is that something new happens all the time because you are literally dealing with 11 humans on the field at one time who all have lives outside of football, and there's distractions, there's a reliance on coaching, there's a reliance on preparation, there's a reliance on diet and performance. I just think there's so many facets to it that you see something new every single week, and I think that's the beauty in our game. When it comes to the love that I have for it, it's rooted, and I think like any player who's played for a long time, the love is not just about our sport, it's about competition. And I think there's nothing in the world for me that fills that need and that hole I have like competition. I think players who play for a long time at a high level, you have that need to be satiated competitively, and it's a love of going out there and going against guys and being in an environment where you know that nothing is guaranteed. And that's why I, at times I've taken umbrage to people saying that it's easy, because it's not easy. It's never easy. And I think that's the beauty in our game is that you see things new every single week. It's never easy. And your only thing you're guaranteed is the ability to compete. I love that aspect of it. I love competing. I love going out there and harnessing the fear of failure, where I think so many people who maybe don't love football as much, the root of that is a deep fear of failure, that you might go out there and your best might not be good enough, and that's not okay with you.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh! Tried. That's a good one to win on.
Here we go now. Here we go. Let's go.
Get it off of you, hands up.
Good down.
Barefoot, get it off of you.
Let's go.
All right, baby, hands in.
Way to go, boy.
Play-by-play legend, Al Michaels.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
You know, I decided to dress for success.
I respect.
I've been working out all week, baby, just to be your doppelganger. And I got to tell you something. You know, I don't know what the future is going to hold next year, but if you got a spot for me, either in the studio or I could play the role of AJ Hawk as well.
We have room for you wherever, whenever. Okay, so let's dive right into it. You know that I exist. This is awesome.
I love this show.
No.
This is everything I dreamed about, right? No holds barred television. None.
How long you been in the game? TV game? I said forever, but I should have done more research. This is 100% on me.
How about 1968? I did the Hawaii Islanders of the Pacific Coast League. Minor League Baseball, then on to the Cincinnati Reds in 1971. That's 50 freaking years ago. Marty Brennaman succeeded me for the next 44. I did 3 years there, And then I went to San Francisco. The Giants tripled my salary. And that's why. And then ABC for 30 years and NBC for 16. And here we are, man.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode here, the Thunderdome.
Hell yeah.
On this miraculous Tuesday, March 21st, 2023, we are coming to you live from our basketball court / Thunderball court / audience seating area / a space that is way too large for what we actually need to run this operation. Standing next to me is a 14-year NFL corner. Did you ever play any other position other than corner, returner, and wide receiver in the NFL?
Yeah, little offense, running back, and slot.
Whoa.
Slot is a wide receiver, so we will not add that, but running back is a hell of a position. On the defensive side, ever think about mixing around, maybe going over to safety?
Ooh.
I thought about it. I should have done it, but, I didn't.
How come you didn't?
My love wasn't at safety, so.
Yeah, you're a corner. Lock them down,
Hell
Pac-Man said. Now, this is one of the greatest athletes to ever exist. I think we can all agree on that.
Sure. Yep.
4.28, 40 time coming out of the combine. You smell me. I mean, that is very, very fast. Played offense, played returner. Today, what we need to know is how good's your basketball game? Pac, did you ever play any hoops?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm ready.
When'd you play?
I play high school ball, play AU ball, 2 state championships.
Whoa.
Two.
In what, AAU or high school?
High school. I won in my freshman year and one in my senior year.
Ooh, start and finish.
Wow, what position did you play?
I played the 1 and the 2.
Oh, the point and the shooting guard. Okay, so that's good news. That bodes well for what we're about to do right here. During the break, we decided that we need to do a giveaway, but not just a standard giveaway. Ain't that right, boys?
Yeah, I can't do that. Not with Pac-Man.
No, we're doing a standard giveaway all the time. We're kind of sick of it, aren't we? The putting, the shot from the stage.
We get it.
You missed it 6 times yesterday, Connor, but the 7th one went in.
Yeah, and the 6 was pretty close. People forget.
Yeah, and I posted a picture of that this morning. People were saying, that ain't a shot. That was a chest pass. Well, he's got to make it a long fucking way.
Yeah, and I'm flinging it. It was a nice looking chest pass.
We do like the giveaways to be a little bit of a challenge, especially whenever you got one of the greatest athletes to ever grace this planet. So what we decided we want to do is classic NBA halftime contest.
Okay.
All Pac-Man will have to do is make a layup, a free throw, an NBA 3, and then also a shot from that free throw line right over there. And we'll give 20 people $500 who retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, and put the most efficient way to pay them, whether that is their Venmo, PayPal, Cash App name, so we can pay them quickly. Cash App was a bit of a hold-up, not on our end. They were holding our money in escrow. Nobody was winning. All right, Pac-Man, the clock will start, which will be right back here on the widescreen. I believe Foxy will zoom out here so we can kind of get a full clip. The clock will be on the back right there if you want to keep an eye on it while you participate. How do you feel about the challenge?
I feel really good. So, am I starting here and then going over here and shooting the 3 back? From the free throw line this way?
Let me see what the camera looks like. Let's see if we can get both. Yeah, you're going to have to shoot this way the whole time.
Rebound.
You're going to have to shoot whenever you start shooting from the opposite free throw, though, old Brucey Brackets will be the guy who will be getting your rebounds for you.
Bruce.
For the layup, he will not get your rebound. For the free throw, he will not get your rebound. NBA 3 and opposite free throw line, he will get your rebound. Sound good?
Got you.
Do you want 20 people? You want to do 25 people? This is a tough challenge.
25.
Okay. You smell me. The clock will start as soon as your first layup leaves your hand. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Pac-Man Jones for 25 winners of $500. And we're off. One layup.
Come on. Oh, bucket.
Good start. My God.
There we go.
14 years in the NFL at corner, would not move to safety because he had too much pride with his athleticism, the 2-time high school state champion.
Pass, Bruce.
That thing's down and out. Oh, no.
Here you go, Pac-Man. Plenty of time.
Choosing to go from that particular. No. Changing the spot. Still got 35 seconds. Nothing but time here for 25 people to win 500.
Here we go. Plenty of time, Pac-Man.
We got nothing but time.
Hey,
no,
Pac.
25 seconds here, 23 and counting.
There it is.
Splash. Jeez.
We're okay. 19.
Have to get past this one. Have to get to the last shot.
Boom.
I got you. Oh, no.
There it is. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's all. You need a hand in the face. Gonna have to make it. Yeah, just take it. We will not be able to get it on camera, but
There we go.
could it? Oh,
It's
no.
on camera.
Hey, last one. Bonus ball. If this goes in, 25 people win $500. Hey, focus on this one. The time has stopped.
Come on, Pac.
We're running a no clock play here. If you hit this, 25 people will win $500, which we thought would never be possible about 35 seconds ago.
Thought there was no chance.
Adam Pac-Man Jones of Atlanta, Zone 1, I do believe.
Oh, man.
Heartbreak City. All right, Pac.
I think people are going to be thoroughly questioning his three-point strategy.
Well, the spot in which you chose to shoot from.
That's why, yeah.
Because he was warming up from the corner during the break.
First corner shot.
Splash. Goes to the corner here.
Yeah.
Splash.
With a hand in the face.
Yeah, I knew you need your hand in the face a little bit, I think, to feel a little bit of the
contested jumper.
How'd you feel out there? What do you think? If you had to kind of self-scout a little bit at this moment, do you think it was the placement of where you chose to shoot the NBA threes from that was the issue, or what do you think it was?
I got to put my use my legs a little bit more. I was just shooting with my upper body, and I forgot. Damn, we're at an NBA 3.
Yes.
So I got to use my lower body a little bit more.
It's different than college, obviously, different than high school. Normally, people come into the Thunderdome in the first day or so, they can't do it. Because an NBA 3 is so much further than a high school 3.
Far away.
So if you played high school basketball or just shot hoops growing up and you hadn't done it in a while, you come in here, you're like, yeah, I know how to shoot. You're coming up very short.
Dan Jeremiah.
Whoa.
He's not the only one.
No,
He's
everyone.
not the only one. Yeah,
Literally
I'm just saying
everyone.
the last one that
wearing a
came in
suit
here.
jacket.
But, Pac, you've been in here a few times. You shot in here. And during the break, you're burying it from the from the corner. Why didn't you go to the corner? What was it? You thought it was bad timing? You were trying to get over?
Nah, we should do it again. Y'all want to do it?
No, at the end. We'll do it at the end. You will have one more opportunity. I believe it'll have 55 seconds, though.
Okay.
Family Feud. Take 5 off instead of adding 5.
Yeah, we're going to have to do it. I really enjoyed that, though. Good effort out there.
I love you, Pac-Man.
We decided that's immediately how we were going to rejoin the show, just kind of do that. We had that planned out in the pre-show meeting this morning.
That's right.
We knew that was going to happen.
Thought about it last week.
And that's the type of shit, bingo. It's all in there. It's all in the script, just like an NFL season. But that's the type of stuff that getting an opportunity to have one of the greatest athletes of all time in studio is a really cool thing. We
Pretty
appreciate
neat.
you, Pac.
I mean, Pat, so cool.
Love being here.
Also, CFO Phil loves that you,
Uh-huh.
one for...
Yeah, he had the Jonah Hill money ball at home, I'm sure.
25. Phil was.
Yes.
I don't even have a deal with Cash App anymore, so I'm gonna have to go to different platforms and pay 25 people. Phil, get me the fuck out of here. He was sitting at home looking at his screen. Keep shooting from there, Pac.
Yep.
Keep shooting from there,
Move
Pac.
around a little.
Did you think Bruce's rebounds were good enough or no? Should we talk?
Bruce did a good job.
Atta baby, Bruce.
Good job, Bruce.
Not a great job, though.
Brucey
huh?
Brackett's also a
I
great
think the
nickname.
passes can be better.
He
I'll
loves
work
the
on it.
brackets.
He does. Timely. Great nickname.
Hey, thank you. Brucey Brackets, just real quick. When you think about March Madness, what Thursday's the next slate of games, Bruce?
Yep, yeah.
Got your eye on any team?
I'm all in on UConn, baby. We're looking good. We're going all the way.
What are you so offended for? I mean, you were putting half a 10 in, then you got so disgusted by the UConn prediction.
No. I don't think that's a good prediction. But
Who do you think? Who do you like?
Alabama.
In your bracket, national championship?
They in my bracket. I pick Alabama to win. Did
How
you
come?
see that man get searched? Anybody get searched like that?
Okay, yeah. He's cold-blooded. You're saying that guy's got no conscience. He's not thinking about much. He's just playing basketball. That's what you're saying.
Good
out
in
there.
basketball.
He's fucking
really good.
The fact that whole thing took place while we were on vacation. So followed it. College basketball is not necessarily our thing, so I don't know the ins and outs. Then Reese Davis comes on and is like, best player in the country. It's like, holy shit. What a scene they had going on down there, which kind of fueled it all. First game, he scores no points. They win by 30 still. It's like, damn, that team, I think, is ready to go. They could be. Hey, look out for FAU. Okay?
Yeah. A bunch of dogs.
What I seen, that dude, what's his name? Do we know his
We
name?
still don't know his name, but he's a good ball player.
5 8-point.
He's from Indiana.
Yeah, Gary.
No, that guy, FDU, is 5'8" point guard. That's Roberts. He's out of the term. Number 8 with the leg sleeve.
John L. Davis, I believe is.
Boom.
John Davis.
He's from Gary, Indiana. He's at FAU, which is right on the beach down there in Florida. It is a beautiful place, I think.
Boca Raton, right?
Oh, my God. It was
Boca?
beautiful down there.
Damn.
That dude's a dog.
Yes.
Big money.
Yeah, they got a lot of money down there.
Big money down there.
Yeah, they
nice golfing down there too.
Yeah, very nice golfing.
Yeah.
I called the Boca Bowl, I do believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Good
Yep.
bowl.
Oh yeah.
And the hotel that we were put in
Oh yeah.
was one that was not,
There's a dead guy
Motel
in it.
6.
Yeah.
there's some.
Blood splatter on the roof.
I didn't make my way up to the roof, but potentially, there was like cockroaches and stuff,
Okay,
and
nice.
like beer,
Oh my God.
empty beer cans in my room
Yep.
when I got in there, and smokes. I had actual smokes already smoked
nice.
on
That's
the
cool.
balcony.
Yep.
Lucky for you.
Yeah, and at that point, it was the end of a season, a long season.
Oh yeah, it was a long year.
And I said, I'm not staying at this
Foxy,
place.
we're getting an upgrade, and then we went to this fucking beautiful resort.
It was the Boca Raton country club or something like that.
It was so nice.
Nicest hotel I maybe have ever stayed in my entire life. And I got to experience Boca at that place. Holy fuck. Boca is big money down there.
Yeah.
You know people down in Boca Raton?
Yeah, I know a lot of people down in Boca.
Oh, good business,
money
old
down
Pac-Man
there.
down there.
Yeah,
Got to.
yeah.
What did Rick Ross say? He picked his house up, flew it down to Boca or something
right.
like that, had a helicopter do that.
His neighbors are pissed at him right now. I think one of his buffalo walked through their yard.
Rick's?
He's got a buffalo.
In Atlanta, it's got to be the house in
Let me
Atlanta.
see exactly.
Dude, that's old Foreman's house, right?
Yeah,
I think it's old George Foreman's.
Holyfield.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Holyfield's house
Yeah.
back in the day.
He's got a whole ranch now, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was Holyfield's. I think it was
Yeah,
that
it
whole
was.
property he got from there.
It says Georgia, so yeah.
And the only time the way the internet learned about that is he was on a 4-wheeler, big ass Rick Ross, just doing donuts in the front yard of the nicest house I've ever seen in my entire life.
Unreal.
And then he's jumping into his pool with socks on, I think is the next video that we see. And then he's having these massive parties. It's like, congrats to Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Living his best life. I did not know he had bulls on the farm, though.
No idea.
And I could see how some of the neighbors would get upset about a Roman bull out there.
I mean, if you can buy a buffalo, you buy a buffalo.
So that's not a bull. That's a buffalo.
I believe so.
That's a
Same
Watusi
family, though.
cow, man.
That's a what?
A Watusi cow. Oh,
Excuse me.
Jerry had those when I was in Dallas.
That's a buffalo. You don't think?
That looks
No.
exactly like Colorado's
So
mascot.
Watusi cow.
A Watusi?
Cow, yeah.
His name's Beal.
That's a buffalo.
That's
name's
Beal?
Yeah, Buffalo Beal.
So it's a buffalo?
That's a buffalo.
When I Googled
Or is it Watusi Will?
It
You
said
know?
Buffalo, but
Could be.
Anyways, we might be wrong, though.
Y'all are wrong. I'm telling you this.
I mean,
I'm
it's
that
really
looks like
hard
a
to
fucking
do.
buffalo.
The report is Rick Ross's entire cattle of cows, bulls, and buffalo
Watusi
escaped
cow.
from his Georgia estate this morning, leaving his neighbors.
That's what happens.
mean-
You get one hole in that fence.
Pac-Man.
You get one hole in that fence.
That is what.
The Watusi got the big.
That's a longhorn, is a
Yeah,
Watusi.
longhorn.
Yeah, that's what a Watusi is.
Let me see
Thing's
that.
awesome, though.
Oh, yeah.
Texas Longhorn.
Yeah,
though.
you rode one of
it's
these.
not.
Teddy and Turby.
Yeah,
Down there
we
in the
rode these.
stockyard.
We were on top of these.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you two and
I
Zito
wasn't.
wrote it.
Well, Zeta did not get on the back of either of those.
we don't want to break the guy's back now.
Dude, I've never seen somebody body shame somebody harder than the
That
people
was
that were
despicable.
in charge of the Longhorns in the middle of Fort Worth. Look at Zito and go, next in line?
Oh, geez.
It was
bad.
We got a concrete statue for you. That might not even do it though.
It was rude, yeah.
They
Very
actually
rude.
said,
I
yeah,
don't
you
like
two
that.
are good, but
That's a
I don't
buffalo, by
know.
the way.
All right.
Okay, so you're in?
If you said it.
Have you seen Prime first day of spring practice yesterday up there in Colorado?
Yes, we got to get him on here.
Dude, we've had him on. We had a great conversation with him. Again, would love to have him on whenever he's fucking Deion Sanders. So you would have him on for a conversation any chance you get. Cowboy hat, cowboy boots.
It looked awesome.
The jog
Sweats.
sweats. Oh,
Yeah.
I was biting that outfit really.
He was really, I mean, he was really doing his thing. But watching them practice and watching the way they coach, I think people don't expect that to be the way it is. He gets somebody off the field for jumping off sides. It's like that's what everybody would expect a good football team to do. His kid, Shador, is, unless everybody else is 5'4", he's a monster. He is and he can spin the ball. These dudes, hey, Colorado right now, currently how many points?
18.5-point dogs.
Against TCU. Now, TCU was just in the national championship,
Right,
and we
good
cannot
team.
forget that they had a great team. Max Duggan no longer there.
Number one receiver, no longer there.
Vita,
Number one
guard
corner.
gone.
And all they're doing, I think, is just working. Like, hey, we ain't got time to do anything but win. That's all Prime's trying to do, it seems like, and that's like kind of the entire initiative. And that dude's already on the fucking Heisman conversation. And after seeing a video of him in practice yesterday, makes sense. He cooked, the SWAC. He had a great year. Great year down
45 there. And he had scholarships, though. It ain't like he didn't have no other scholarships to go anywhere. He had a whole list of scholarships. He made that move be solely to go and play for Pops. So the connection between Shador and Deion is inseparable, I would say, as far as on the field and off the field. You can see the relationships that they have when they cracking their jokes. When, the other day I think he asked him to buy some, and Deion was like, "Nah, man, that's way too much money." He was like, "But you made that up. That if you look good, you play good.
Yeah.
If you play good, they pay good. So how can you renege on that?" So I think the relationship that Deion have with the kids and all that goes a long way.
And it's like accountability driven too.
Yeah.
As you saw at the practice, they had no numbers. Obviously, you got to earn your number around here, just like you have to earn your stripes. And
you got to have swag to wear that right there, Pat.
Yeah, you got to be a real deal. Now, Deion can do literally whatever he wants
at any time.
He's rolling around on one of those fucking hoverboards. You see that?
No.
He was wearing this on a goddamn. I mean, it was
on a Segway.
It was on a Segway with a tall little. There's like a stick that comes. I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
There's a stick that comes all the way up, and then there's like a little circle for him to like hold if he needs to hold. And he's just rolling around everywhere. And then he'll get down, and obviously we know that he went through a bunch of medical stuff for his feet, and he's like walking around yelling at people, and he hops back on the thing and rolls off. It is awesome what they got cooking over there.
He's a classic, man. There's a lot of big things going up in Colorado.
What if they do just?
It'd be unbelievable. Take over.
Oh, they're gonna be good.
That's what I'm saying, though.
They're gonna be good.
Guaranteed?
Guaranteed they're gonna be compatible. They was shit last year.
That was not a word.
They was shit last year.
Yes, for the last 20 years.
Yeah, long time.
The last 20 years
They'll
they are.
compete this year. I'm saying
In
like,
Pac-12? Or just, and then year after that, you think we got actual conversation about Colorado being maybe a force?
I think we got to talk about it right now just because of the quarterback position.
He's good, I think.
He's
USC,
really good.
UCLA leaving too.
Dude, I was watching the clips, and they're only going to show highlights, but you can see things in the highlights like, hey, how's his form? How's the ball coming out? Where's he throwing the ball to? Well, is he comfortable? Everything like that. I don't want to say talking shit, but as he's throwing this go ball to this white dude who has an incredible route, and he drops it in the bucket, he starts talking about this guy like, not the camera's there, but he starts talking. He's like, okay, Clayton Mathis, I forget the kid's name was.
Yeah.
He starts talking about it while the ball is almost in the air. I'm like, okay, so obviously he's Prime's kid. He's going to have fucking confidence and swagger, but he has the ability, I think, to be a guy. Yeah. What if they go, bro? Huh? In weak division, Utah is always going to be tough.
Yeah. That was good.
Oregon State is going to be fucking good.
Sure.
I mean, Pac-12 doesn't get talked about much because it's late night and they're losing a lot of their power, but there's some dogs. There it is. That's the stick that pops up. It's getting a little Celsius. Stick to those small ones. Don't get to the big ones.
Yeah.
Because you'll pass out on those things, Prime. You know that. There's big Celsius heats that are like 24 ounces.
Fat cans.
Me and Ty were drinking 4 of them a day.
Can't do it.
Whose video is this?
Colorado's.
Shout out to Colorado. I believe Deion Sanders Jr. is a massive piece of the entire content creation company for the whole, both the Colorado and for Deion. And they also hired the pregame show. They were down in Jackson.
Ooh.
They are now in Colorado.
Really?
I got a chance to meet them the day before the Jackson game that we did for College Game Day. And I believe Deion brought them up to Colorado. So, like, I think he's kind of taken over the whole operation, which is what he said he wanted to do whenever he came on the program.
Yeah, and they already talked about the wait list for season tickets and like buying, like Colorado, like no one goes to those fucking games or they haven't in recent history.
We're talking about Colorado right now.
And now like it's the hottest ticket in town.
All right, let's go to the phones here on the 5-Hour Energy phone line. Remember, you can get 20% off your order of any 5-Hour Energy's delightful flavors.
So good.
At 5hourenergy.com right now with the promo code McAfee, MCAFEE. Go to the number 5, HOURENERGY.com.
That's right.
What do they have? They have the Hawaiian Breeze. Is that still available?
I think it is.
Yeah, it became full.
It was a
full
test.
season.
It was like a beta.
Yeah,
They sent
yeah.
us 45.
They're delicious.
They are the best. If you can get those, go ahead and dive into those.
Watermelon.
Cherry also very good.
Cherry.
The extra strength to make sure it gets you there. Don't start there. Don't think you need to if you haven't been in the 5-hour energy game.
No.
But it is really a phenom that you just drink that thing and you're immediately lifted.
Yeah, fire.
It's a lot of vitamin B12 in there. There's caffeine in there.
Okay.
But I think you find out what you were potentially deficient of whenever you're taking it.
Yeah.
I had a vitamin B deficiency, I found out. And the only way I learned that is because I take a shot of 5-hour energy, and all of a sudden I'm like much more alert, focused, able to survive a little bit longer. And then you had to go to the extra strength, and it's like,
holy shit.
Now we're cooking with gas.
now we're doing it. Shout out to 5-hour energy, man.
Shout out.
Thank you, 5-hour energy.
5 hours.
Let's go to the phones on the 5-hour energy phone. Let's go to Cameron in Michigan. What's going on, Cameron?
Hey guys, nice talking to you. I just want to say, January, February is all.
Hell yeah!
The Spartans are carrying the Big Ten this tournament.
Thank you, Cameron. That's how every Michigan State fan feels. You're all the way back.
Yeah, that's how every Michigan State fan feels every single year. Fun fact, the Big Ten hasn't won the fucking title since 2000. That was Michigan State. So Big Ten always kind of...
2000?
Yes.
23 years, Big Ten, Power 5. Holy shit.
Yeah, people forget.
Has the Big East won one since then? I would assume, right?
I assume
The
UConn.
Big East disbanded, and
Kemba.
now it's the new Big East. So technically, no, they haven't.
Well, listen, Iowa has never been, so there's no
What are you
reason
talking
for
about?
you to
What are you talking
even.
about?
Iowa stinks. We've seen
No,
it.
no.
Iowa.
The women are going to win a national championship this year.
Caitlin Clark is going to run in that Miami team that I watched play against Indiana last night. I watched that Miami-Indiana women's basketball game last night, the end of it.
Yeah.
It's in Bloomington, so I guess the women's basketball tournament has home games for the
For the
better
first
seed.
2 rounds.
Pretty
First 2
cool.
rounds.
Yeah.
It was a great environment. Miami goes in there and just dagger. It was an incredible game. Miami up 3. I don't know how much time left. Maybe 20-some seconds left in the game. Indiana freshman girl from Israel. I only learned it from the call. Shake, step back, 3, tie with like 8 seconds left in the game. Place is going berserk. Kind of hit this. It was the same spot where Indiana player, I forget his name, Christian something, he hit a 3 against Kentucky.
Sure.
Watson.
Yeah.
Watson, like
Yeah.
he hit a 3 against Kentucky, and I remember the images. I remember how many years it was, and everybody in the background just like
Went ape shit, yeah.
Last night, kind of similar thing against Miami. Step back 3, ties it up. Place goes crazy. Miami coach calls timeout. Okay, they run this play. They pass it into a girl named Destiny in the paint. Destiny fucking puts a ball up. Bounces a couple times in. They're up 2 with like 2 seconds left or something like that. The heart and emotion is completely out of Bloomington. And then a last second shot ends up getting stripped. Actually, the ball ends up getting stripped. Doesn't even get a shot. But in a matter of a minute and 15 seconds, that building was at the top of the world and then all the way at the bottom. This March Madness, and I never thought I'd find myself watching the women's. I don't know any women's basketball player. We have no connection to it. It was electrifying last night watching that game. That Miami team is filled with dogs, though. They were in somebody else's fucking building, and it was, I thought it might get a little scared. They went right at it. Bang, how you doing? Keep it moving. It was a great game. Fucking great. Caitlin Clark has all those intangibles from what I've heard as well.
Oh, yeah. Her and Sabrina Ionescu are talking to DMing each other because they play very similar. They're on the other side of the bracket, though, and the Iowa women actually kind of are set up. Stanford was the 1 seed. They're the 2 seed. Stanford got beat. Duke was the 3 seed. They got beat by Colorado. So now we're at the regional sites. No more home games. Iowa, it's set up pretty good for them to make the Final Four.
Sabrina Ionescu is a dog.
Big time.
She was on College Game Day. She was on Game Day. She was so cool. I got a chance to talk to her now, fiance, I think. He was manager boyfriend at the time, I think.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm piecing everything together. And I just asked him, I'm like, hey, she's a fucking dog, huh? And he talked about like what her daily regimen is. And she comes, she came up through the Mamba Academy.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, like we're putting up 100 shots before people even wake up in the morning. And then at night, we're doing another 100 shots she's doing. And then it's like this, it's this. And then you see some of the shooting that's going on in the WNBA and in this college basketball. It's like, are the hoops bigger because the balls are smaller? These fucking women are lights out shooting. Dogs everywhere in women's basketball. But WNBA, I don't think it gets any eyes on it at all, really, at this point, even though it should.
Not as much as the college do. My team is Ohio State this year. I like Ohio
Are they still
State.
in? Or are they
Yeah, I watched them last night. They played pretty good. I mean, yesterday they played pretty good. I think they won by 4. I forget what the score was, but they got a good little grit team.
Yeah.
They don't have like a superstar, but as far as the whole team, they play really good.
Squad.
It's great. It was great basketball. Like, as I was watching,
It's
I'm like,
entertaining.
Yo, this is good fucking
They
basketball.
score like there's the. I mean, I guess it's from like years past, and it's not ever true because you always see teams like UConn scoring 90 points, but it's like, oh, these are always going to be low scoring, 52 to 58. Like all these teams are scoring like 80 plus points, and there's at least 1 or 2 girls who's like bombing from deep and like can really shoot. And it's I mean, because like we were saying, like some of these men's games where it's the only game, like if it's a stinker, it's just like fuck this.
Waste of time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, we're only watching because it's athletics happening at this exact moment, and there's nothing else for us to watch, and we might have bet on the game. But damn, this is like a 13, 14-point blowout from 2 minutes into the game all the way through, and it's eating up the entire 2-hour block there.
Sucks.
We don't have another game for another 2.5 hours. Like, that's the downfall of March Madness every
Yeah,
single year.
but the nice caveat, like you said, with the first 2 rounds of the women's tournament is like they're home games. So like the environment, it's not like the neutral site where
COVID almost feel.
Yeah, almost. And like, I mean, shit, Indiana, especially after their men get beat, like they're
by Miami.
Yeah, exactly. Their women are a number 1 seed, and like, like it was fucking packed to the gills in there.
I loved it. I honestly, I did not expect when I turned it on. I had no idea what was happening, but I thought it was a replay of the Indiana-Miami game from the night before.
Sure.
And I'd fallen asleep in the middle of it, but it was on an ESPN property, so I was like very confused. And I turned it on, and it was like, what's going on here? And my wife, who's an Indiana fan, is like, oh, yeah, our women are supposed to win it, she said. The Indiana women are incredible or whatever. And we just so happened to catch the final, like, it was awesome. Hey, bravo to
way to go.
both teams yesterday.
Those 2 free throws at the end of the game.
Dude.
The silencer.
Dude, girl talk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl buries a couple free throws late in the game for Miami. Tells the crowd to be quiet. It was like, bro, what have I been missing over here? And Sabrina's got shoes coming out.
That's right, the Sabrina ones.
Well, they'll have that in men's sizes?
I would assume so.
We are getting the Sabrina ones.
Yeah.
After meeting her and chat, she's a fucking dog. Okay, we're talking about like, I don't know how many people have the mindset that she has. You see them at the top of the world, and I assume there's other women's basketball players that have it. Utmost amount of respect after meeting her manager, who I think now is her fiance, and just hearing the way it all operates in the off season in there. Hey, congrats, Sabrina!
Hell yeah!
You gonna buy those shoes, Pac-Man?
Yeah, we're gonna get those.
You have every pair of shoes. Showed up in a Rolls Royce today.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, you feel pretty good there.
Smell me.
Yeah, you feel pretty good there. 100% get pulled over every time you drive that, or no?
Nah. I'd never get pulled over in that car, actually.
Really? Because as soon as I heard you were riding a Rolls Royce, I'm like, somebody's
might be here late.
Just gonna have to pull you over just because it's a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I'm in the back.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, doing your work. We saw it on the Instagram story.
You know what I'm saying?
What is it? Official Real Pac-Man? Real Pac-Man 24?
Real Pac-Man 24.
Great follow.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Great follow. Very active on the follow. Very active on the follow. What is it? Real Pac-Man 24.
Real Pac-Man 24.
Hell yeah. I see Junior on there every once in a while.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like you at all. You know what I mean? He doesn't at all.
He came out of action figures somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a guy, huh?
Yeah, he's gonna be a guy.
How many children are with you and your wife at your house right now? Kids?
6.
6 kids.
Yeah.
How many are gonna be D1 athletes?
6.
I was talking to my dad the other day about it. My dad was like, I didn't know that Pac-Man and his wife took in, Chris Henry's kids or whatever. I'm like, yeah, like fucking incredible. And then he was like, how is everybody? I'm like, well, I think all of them are going to be professional athletes.
I'll go and do one.
And that's not an easy thing to be a parent, a mentor, an uncle, and anything too. So you need to know you're doing a great job.
Appreciate it.
You're doing a great job. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Martin in Long Island. Martin on the 5 Hour Energy phone line. What's going on, pal?
How we doing, boys?
Keep it moving, Martin. Hell yeah. What?
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 All right, guys. I want to ask, what are your top 5 worst to first contenders for the next season, and why are the Denver Broncos number 1?
Martin, you a Broncos fan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Sean Payton, first day of tampering period, says, I need to get brand new offensive linemen. So he just basically says, out with Yins, in with my guys. He was in on the Thielen conversation we learned just yesterday, so he's trying to find a couple more weapons. Are you pumped that Sean Payton's your coach? And it feels like with the richest owner in sports, y'all motherfuckers are going to be in a conversation at least for the next 2 decades probably?
That makes me really excited.
Oh, I just heard him get a little
I heard it.
little zipper burn on the penis there.
That's right.
He's getting real excited.
I would say the worst team would be the Texans. They got a lot of stuff to.
You think they have a chance to go to first? So he said worst to first. Like
Oh,
the
he said worst to first.
Yeah, worst to first. Like the Lions, for instance.
Yeah.
Lions didn't make the playoffs last year. I think we're all assuming they're going to potentially be dancing in the playoffs this upcoming year. I think.
I mean, we know who the number 1 team is, though.
Who's that?
Yeah, New York Football Jets.
Yeah, the Jets obviously have. It's all teams that have a great defense, I feel like. That struggle offense that end up making a play somehow on the offensive side, where Denver would fit, right? Because their defense is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, their defense, starting with Patrick Surtain Jr., by far to me, the number 1 corner in the league.
What do you think? Number 1, you've ranked them before?
Yeah.
Patrick Surtain, number 1?
He's the best corner right now in the league.
Anybody else in his world?
It's a lot of guys in his world, Jalen. It's number of guys, but like he stands out because he's so patient. He's good with technique. He don't take a play off. He remind me of that Revis type player.
Damn.
He's good, man. Like, and I'm not just saying he's only his 2nd or 3rd year.
Yeah.
He's fucking impressive.
Do you know him?
Yes, I've met him personally.
Okay, do you know his dad?
Yeah.
You know whole family?
No.
Okay. I didn't know how close you were, if this was a slighted opinion, because it feels like everybody, like Darius told us, like, film, like, hey, this guy is just a different level. That's that second generation thing, though. Like, I think if you get to see it your whole life and learn what it takes, like Ike Taylor's kid, he's running like 2 miles in the morning, doing like this, stretching at night, that whole thing. Like, getting a chance to see what it takes to be a professional athlete, I think is such an advantage. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be great.
Right.
Clearly, he's worked out for Surtain.
But I think if you have the tools, like you fast, you pay attention to details. If you have someone that's been through the fire, that knows how to prepare and get ready for the next level, they know how to break down film. It's like skipping the pass. It's a skip the pass for the kid.
Yeah, like testing out of a whole school, pretty much. Like, all right, I'm just going to tell you, yes, I know how to watch film.
Right.
Boom, get
you know
me
how many
here.
kids, it took me a while to really learn how to watch film. You know, certain guys look at film and like, oh, what I'm looking at? Am I looking at formation? Am I looking at the guy I'm playing against? Am I looking at the coordinator? Or am I looking at the quarterback? So, like, me personally, I look at the coordinators in the league because the coordinator's not going to switch from what they go to. And that tells a lot. And then you go break down the coordinators. Oh, I'm just shooting out the name. I'm playing Zach Taylor this week. I know that in his file, he liked the drop back. So 90% of these plays are going to be drop back passes. So then I go and look at, okay, let me look at the formation. Let me see how many times this formation inside the numbers. How many plays, how many quick games inside the numbers when they in that formation? How many quick game plays I get? Then 9 times out of 10, you're going to get you 3-4 plays that you can hang your hat on. And then sometimes, you know, you get the reward, the benefit from it, and then sometimes you don't. But
that's the ones you're looking to jump.
Yeah.
Okay, when can I get a look that I know that there is something coming that I can get a little bit more aggressive and jump and make a play? That's all coming from film study during the week.
Yeah, like I'll tell you a good one. Flacco, when he was playing with the Ravens, 3x1. 3x1. Always when he had to her backside, 90% of the time, if it was a single high coverage, it's either go or slant.
That's all he did.
It was 90% of the time. And I would sit there and I would play off. I'm like, I know they ain't gonna try this shit again. I would go up midway through the play, boom, 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 and I would just jump the slant. And most of the time, I was pretty right. He got me maybe once, you know, but he ain't score on it. But like, yeah, the film don't lie. The film don't lie because they don't go away from it.
Stats, I think, are a big deal. That's why the whole analytics game and department getting into things is good for the NFL, but we can't just rely upon it every single decision we make.
It's pretty crazy with Surtain, too, just because it feels like a lot of these guys are corners, like J.C. Horn, Asante Samuel Jr. Sauce. Granted, his dad, his brother, but Diggs is also a corner. Like, for some reason, is that the one position that's – because you've talked about it before where it's like some positions you're relying on other people, but like at corners, just you. Like you're either covering your guy or you're in the right position or you're not. Is that easier to like transfer to, other like sons or brothers in that sense?
Oh yeah, I think. See, you're out there by yourself, but you really not out there by yourself. You get what I'm saying? Because that sideline is a fucking person.
Oh yeah, I love the sideline.
You get it? If I get your ass out of bounds, that's another person.
Yeah.
So I think it's easier for guys that's done played, that got background, to explain the little different things than going out there saying, all right, man, just go out there and play man-to-man coverage, inside leverage.
Yeah, and here's your pedal,
Right.
and at 7 yards, you could bail, like that whole thing. There's different levels to the whole thing. That's why Dan Orlovsky telling us earlier that he's not allowed to coach his kids. It's such a fascinating thing. Like, what are we even talking? We have a professional athlete, 12 years, and not allowed to coach kids. Well, parents aren't allowed to coach their kids. It's like, okay, we're kind of taking away a big advantage that his kids have over everybody else. But hey, to each their own. You got to do what you got to do.
Do you think more young guys have elite ball skills now than they did, like several years ago? Because, like there's the old adage, like, well, you can't catch. That's why he's playing cornerback. And, like, obviously you had elite ball skills because you're playing offense too. But it seems like we don't really have that anymore. Like, there are guys who, like, if they get their hands on it, they're going to pick it off. And when they do pick it off, like, a lot of times, like, we're seeing, returns for touchdowns. And, like, it seems like more of these guys have elite ball skills now than they ever have before.
I think so because they got more tools. They got Vertimax boards, they got this and that, all these eye-hand coordination drills and the iPods, things that you smash. So I think when we came up, we only had go outside, work hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't have all these freaking fucking gadgets and you fucking throw the ball against the wall and it come right back to you so you can work on your form. Like, we didn't have all that. We had to really go out there and practice. Like, I didn't have nobody.
A lot of wasted reps, too.
Yeah, a lot of wasted reps. If we had what we had now, I might could have played another 3 years.
Oh, safety? Corner? Okay. All right.
Maybe not.
But the Broncos, I think that's why everybody thinks that they could potentially go from very bad to very good very quickly. If Russell Wilson can get back to form, and everybody thinks Sean Payton will be able to do that. Obviously, he wants to shore up the protection, and they're trying to get weapons, more weapons, if you will. You think Russell Wilson's broken? You think he comes back to form? What do you think about Russell Wilson last year?
I believe in Sean Payton. I believe Sean Payton is one of the best coaches to ever coach. He know how to get guys together. I said this before the year I was suspended. I worked out in New Orleans while he was down there, so I've had a chance to go out to eat with him. We actually went to a Dallas game too, so I have nothing but the utmost respect for him, and I know what he's gonna demand. So it ain't gonna be you gonna have your own office. Yeah, that shit is over with, Jack.
He said that too.
That is over with. So yeah, I think he'll be all right because it's a whole different ball game there now. It won't be the Russell show.
Yeah,
it's the Sean Payton show now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're going to try to win games.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to do. Sean Payton show has won a lot of games, and they have sweet shoes.
Oh, my God.
The Sean Payton show, he has a great shoe collection in that thing. Go ahead, Connor.
Same division, too. Like, the Raiders might be night and day different with Jimmy G just because he knows McDaniel's system. Like,
And he seemingly makes good decisions, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what Jimmy G kind of does? He makes good decisions.
And he got a hell of a weapon.
Yeah.
Devontae's a dog. What makes Devontae so good?
In and out of breaks, the setup of his routes. He never really running full speed till he really need to run full speed. I think that's one of the most deceiving things about certain receivers because every route don't have to be full speed. And as a corner, like, that messed with me the most. Because I'm sitting here like, man, I know he's not running full speed. Is it a run play? Is he BSing me? And you come out the top of the route, then you speed going through your brakes fast.
He's shifting gears at the top.
He can set up. He's just good at setting up routes, man. He's very patient at the line with that jab step. He's one of the best. I had a chance to play against him twice. He's one.
How'd it go?
Special.
Did he cross you up? Did you put your hands on him?
Oh no, I put my hands on him. I played good.
Okay.
Yeah.
He score, though? Or?
That's smart. Did you get a pick six or?
I actually dropped the pick six.
Oh, see, Toddy, dude. Catch the ones they throw
They end
you.
up beating us, too. They end up beating us in Green Bay.
I was going to say, Aaron's only thrown like 4 pick sixes in his career, so getting one of those is...
Oh, my God.
But I had to play good if Aaron gave me the jersey after the game.
Yeah, you did.
If I played like a bum, he'd been like, oh, hell no.
I did see the autographed.
That's right.
Class of 05.
Yeah.
I graduated high school that year. You guys were just drafted in the NFL. It's crazy to think about. how much the game has changed since then. How about how the coverage has changed? Who just brought up Orlovsky talked about how the money's only going up and up and up and up and up. Everybody knows that as they're piecing together these contracts, as they should, as these more platforms are getting involved. Google has Sunday Ticket, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Technically, yeah.
Huge get for Google.
Great news. Google on our YouTube as well.
Okay.
Let's go, Google.
All right.
They just came out with a huge multi-view that they're testing for football season. It's going to be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hey, shout out Google getting in the game.
So much easier. with
Shout out
Google.
to Amazon, obviously, in the game.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Apple dabbling.
Come on,
Dabbling in the sports world.
Yeah, they got
Starting
the
with
big
the
MLS package going on.
We're talking about trillions of dollars from those companies.
Yeah.
Not just billions of dollars from others. We're talking about trillions of dollars. It's good news.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Need that in the
Good
league.
news to be in football world. Woo!
Hell yeah.
But players and agents that are negotiating contracts know that too. It's like sports gambling is only in 19 states mobile. 19. I'm not the greatest U.S. historian. I think we got 50 of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's not even counting like Guam and Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah, territories.
That's right.
So let's just assume 5 to 10 of them because Jesus Christ or maybe other situations won't join in there. Okay, so let's just knock it down to 42.
Boom.
We're nowhere near halfway into sports gambling being legalized mobily.
Nope.
And if you've seen any of the numbers, the amount of money that's being gambled and wagered upon, and these books, you know, sounds like they're kind of like the NCAA. We're not making any money. We're not a profit at all. We're not a profit at all. We're not a profit at all. Now they're starting to have profitable months. Only 19 states in. Okay, 19 states in.
Pretty wild.
Still got another 20 plus coming in the next 5 to 10 years, probably, if we had to guess.
A couple real big ones, too.
Don't forget, they got Canada, too, pal.
Yeah, Canada. They're
right.
coming in
Canada.
there. I mean, it's the amount of money that's going to be flooded into the biggest league in the world, the NFL, is going to be grotesque. Platforms, gambling, let alone any other partner that gets in there. Let's assume, this is me just throwing it out there, and I don't know the rules behind that. But I think it's like, how many states marijuana legal in, Pac?
That's a good question. I want to say
13?
no, it's more. I want to say 16.
Okay, 16 states. So obviously alcohol has been a great partner of the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Will always be a great partner of the NFL. As these new businesses are about to blossom in this new age of business and everything we got going on, we assume they're going to want to partner with the biggest league on earth. Like the money train is only going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger for the NFL, which is why Roger Goodell is in the middle of signing a brand new extension that is going to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars because they know now is not the time to change leadership, change ideas. There is, you know, that light at the end of the tunnel that people are talking about? That light at the end of the tunnel appears to be a pot of gold as if it was the end of a rainbow. And that motherfucker's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger with the new businesses that are coming into play.
Yeah.
And the bigger that the NFL is getting, it's like they're just going to be eating for a long time. That means salary caps are going to get bigger. That means players' contracts are going to get bigger. And those that are negotiating right now are trying to profit off of what the game is about to become. And I think that's a smart play. I don't think it's a bad play at all.
Well, and look at the game like internationally. Like it's becoming so much bigger, like overseas. I mean, they talked about having 4 teams in Europe. Like, could you imagine what would happen then if they had that?
Then the European billionaires are going to get involved.
Yeah, and the soccer leagues, I'm pretty sure they are very profitable over there. So there's already kind of a blueprint.
Not
of what they're
Wrexham
doing.
yet. Wrexham's got to win some
Not
games.
Wrexham will get there.
Need to get
Wrexham's gotta win
promoted a
some
little
games.
bit.
They'll do their
Their
thing.
owner's very profitable.
Yeah, he's very wealthy.
Yeah, he makes a lot of money off of every company he runs. Even like a burner phone for drug dealers company.
There you go.
And just fucking billions of dollars.
Mint.
Shout out.
Shout out Mint Mobile.
Shout out Ryan, dude.
About to buy the Ottawa Senators.
He's going to buy the Ottawa Senators?
Yeah,
Thinking
which
about
is a terrible fucking idea.
Hold on. Somebody was allegedly linked to the Commanders, famous person.
Just came out. Really good at Twitter.
Magic.
Yeah, Magic
Johnson.
Really good at Twitter. That's your first thought.
Yep.
His tweets are like 5 guys talking on a stage. That's what he would say about our show right now.
Yeah. I love cheeseburgers. I think he did one of those when he was at Five Guys.
Jeez.
Oh, he did?
Connor, he was a must follow there for a bit. He kind of backed off. That was whenever he said, I ain't going to be there.
Yeah.
When they were talking. I ain't gonna,
That still lives.
I ain't going to be there. Great businessman.
Yeah, he's part of a group, though. I don't know. I wonder how he'd be a very, very minority owner because he owns part of the Dodgers, too. And
He's a billionaire, though, I do believe.
Oh, yeah.
I do believe he's a multi-billionaire. Congrats to him. But that's the thing, like with these companies that are worth like trillions of dollars. there's different levels of wealth popping up that we've never seen before. They're all going to want to get into the NFL.
Plus, there's something that doesn't exist right now that's going to
Bingo.
get in the NFL in the next 10 years.
Like what?
Good question.
The survival straws have a chance. I mean, I saw them at Costco this weekend.
Yeah.
Survival straw business could potentially be on.
Seriously, the NFL could cut costs by, I don't know, 65% if they just give everyone a survivor straw, get rid of water bottles, and just everyone just drinks out of the Gatorade coolers with their straws.
Genius.
On the side of that survival straw box that I saw at Costco, I think, going into like shit water.
Straw?
Yeah, boom, look at that. You can
make sure I buy one every single
Pack, you got one of these?
No.
Do it.
It's a bad idea, bro. If you ever get in front of one of those Watusi cows, you're going to wish that you had it, dude.
Especially in Ohio.
Is it COVID proof?
You got one?
Yeah, 3 or 4. Every Prime Day I buy one.
Tone brought this into our lives actually years ago. He just out of nowhere with a straight face said, and about 4 to 5 survival straws this weekend, so I'm good. And we thought he was bullshitting. He was like, I'd go right into piss water, drink it, it'd be as clear as a Dasani.
He drinks from his toilet.
It's the number one killer of people in the wild is you can't get fucking clean water, okay? Guess what? Not even a worry of mine.
Yeah, you just piss right into a bucket.
Yep.
Bring out your survival straw. All of a sudden, it's just like coming in,
Yep.
easy come, easy go.
And Nick turned me on to buying Flint and fire starters. So, boom, 1 and 2, I don't worry about it.
Wow.
Have you ever done the Flint? I have tried that.
No, but I figured.
I've not successfully done it.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah, I don't think it's just like an
It's
easy.
not as easy as Bear Grylls makes it look.
Well,
Did you
Bear's
have-
the dog.
Did you have a bunch of dry brush around to help you out or no?
I did. I was doing the full thing, and I was with a Survivor Human, like a person that had done the Appalachian Trail. and
When
the
you're
whole-
finding Bigfoot?
Did you get it lit?
It was when I was in there. We got it lit. I mean, I loosened the cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I loosened the cap, but it was a lot of like, you got to get like a bundle in there.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't as easy as everybody just looks on TV. That was something I was not great at.
a mistake,
I think I would not be the right person to be out there surviving. If I had to,
Yeah,
right?
you'll figure it out.
If I'm Last of Us and everything's done, I guess I have to.
Yeah, can make it happen.
Might be able to figure it out, but I'm at a great disadvantage than everybody else.
Yeah, why? I don't want to figure it out. I'm spoiled. Sorry.
How quickly does it happen?
I'm spoiled.
It happens quick too.
Yeah.
It does. It's like, can you kill something? I'm like, I have. Like,
Right now?
I've killed a deer. I've killed a couple deers. I had to skin it. What do I have to do then? I have to cut the meat off the bone, clean it of all the shit,
Then
and then
grill it.
cook it and
lot of
start the
work.
fire and cook it myself. I mean, I guess in theory, I could do it. That's going to be a long night. That's going to be a long week probably trying to figure that out, though, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I've never ate deer, but
Really? Never had venison ever?
No.
Jerky?
no.
Good jerky.
Pretty
Not-
good.
Not bad jerky. Not the best jerky, but
Like
Certain-
you had somebody give you, hey man, I cut this deer up, shot this deer, cut it up. Right.
yeah, Tim McAfee, he's not here actually today, but Tim McAfee used to actually put his hunting costume into a garbage bag and put in like piss smell and leaves into a garbage bag for a week before hunting season because he didn't want these fucking deer to know he was coming. He was avid outdoorsman. Avid. Guy used to be able to shoot a fucking dime too if he had to. Sniper. He missed his calling. Guy was supposed to be a goddamn sniper.
Hell yeah.
Instead, he was going out into the mountains of Pennsylvania, just absolutely terrorizing deer. I mean, that was his thing. So I've been out there a couple times. Wasn't my thing. Love being out in nature though.
Sure.
Love being out in nature. I have the first and only maybe documented shoot at a deer. No kill. Didn't hit the deer. Heart attack. So I wasted no meat. Maybe the greatest kill in the history
That's right.
of hunting.
No big
I mean,
deal.
that's never been done before. Now, granted, we had to look for like 5 hours for this thing because obviously,
No blood trail.
bingo. So we're just walking around. We think look, it went down this way. Yeah, and we're walking through these fucking mountains, and then we come all the way back to the spot, and this thing's just laying there. So is this the deer? I think it is. And then no bullet hole at all. So I just gave it a fucking heart attack. So all meat was preserved. Felt like I beat the game at that point. Don't even have to shoot a deer to kill it. So I've been out there. I've done it. Had to do the whole cut from the butthole
Yep.
all the way down the middle
Skin
of it. Drag it out of the fucking mountains.
You let all its innards spill out.
Yeah. So I guess in theory I could do that again if I had to, but I don't want to.
Yeah, no thanks.
No way. Have you seen some of the? No.
I mean, I just remember The Revenant when Leo DiCaprio had a
No, but like real life shots of things that are happening maybe overseas a little bit. There's some pictures coming out where it's like, I'm not cut out for that. I'm not cut out for that. And I think we have a whole generation of people that aren't cut out for that.
Right, agree with that.
You know what I mean?
This new generation, no.
It would have to be us though.
Yeah.
Like
it
your
would have-
spoiled ass. Like I think we would all have to be like,
fuck it,
all right, let's go
Yep.
back into time when we were
Exactly.
much tougher. Let's figure this out.
Time to dig deep.
Let's put a chip on our shoulder again. Let's go ahead and do this if that was to happen. There's some real shit going on in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Every once in a while it'll drop into my world. I'm like, this is all
still happening.
I guess people are really talking about it out there. Hope everybody's okay.
Yep. Stay safe.
Hope everybody's okay. But as I'm watching, I'm immediately like, this can't happen here, right? If this happens here, I'm fucked. But I'm the husband about to be father of the...
Yeah, it's up to you.
You're on the right path.
I bring out a 10, put a half in, don't get a gun. I guess I got to go to a fucking shooting range. Let me go figure this whole thing out.
You're on the. Listen. You took the first step. And you got the life straw, and you're on the right path.
Got two of them.
Exactly.
Because it was a bundle deal to buy two for this amount.
Genius.
Who's not going to buy the fucking straw? Two of them if you can get them.
Yeah. Need to have a backup always.
Does that work? Do we know that works? Like clears Ebola and everything, like all these diseases that are potentially floating around water?
If the lawsuit that Live Straw would have on their hands if it didn't work.
Well, those people would just die. They wouldn't have a.
No, they know.
Because when you're using it, survival is already being
up
talked about.
Life's up in the air if you're using Life Straw.
So I think survival straw would say, we were not. I mean, look what else.
The circumstances.
Yes, I think they
Yeah.
would go hands
Not my
on.
fault you fell off a mountain.
Allegedly about Life Straw.
Yeah, but that guy's drinking.
All Life Straw products use a hollow fiber membrane technology. These membranes have microscopic pores that trap bacteria, parasites, and microplastics. Because these contaminants are bigger than the pores in the filter, safe water can pass through. Okay, so if a thin little bastard gets developed, we're fucked.
Dead.
Yep.
Yeah, this is like whenever you're trying to strain something and then some stuff sneaks through.
Bingo.
Whenever the ice gets too small and it sneaks through this one, it hits me in my teeth.
Yep. The worst.
So we got to watch out with the survival straw. At least we know that. At least
What about ocean water?
Does this get rid of the salt?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because that's a big problem. You get trapped out at sea and everybody's like, you become dehydrated. You're looking around, a bunch of water that just kills you if you're to drink it. That'd be a tough.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm so thirsty.
Need
And then
rain.
All you see is water.
Yeah.
Can't drink any of it. That would be a nightmare. Can you drink urine through your Life Straw? Life Straw products do not remove dissolved salts and are not designed to be used to drink non-diluted urine. Because of this, we do not recommend drinking your urine with any Life Straw product, even in low amounts. Does this answer your question? Yeah. It does.
It does.
It does. If you can't drink your piss, you can't use it.
Wow.
Patches.
Well said.
Patches a hole in.
Whoa.
Hell yeah. Thank you for figuring that out.
Wow. Now we know.
Life Straw.
Let's go to the phones here. Let's go to Eric in Hawaii. Aloha, Eric. What's going on the 5 Energy phone line?
Aloha and much mana, boys.
Much mana. Much mana.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I love the show, Pat. I get up at 6 a.m. out here to watch you every day. And I'm just asking you if you can please hold Michael Bidwell and the rest of the Arizona Cardinals front office accountable for their shitty, substandard prison yard facilities.
Thank you, Eric. We appreciate that.
Beast.
Eric, I will say our show's available all day on YouTube. A lot of people watch it
6 a.m.
later in the day. You could sleep an extra hour you wanted to. We appreciate the mana of waking up at 6 a.m. every day with
Yeah.
us.
Much
Much
mana.
mana.
Happy you called in. Hell yeah. Love Hawaii.
Much mana.
Try to get there as much as possible. I appreciate that state and everything it offers. Now, AQ Shipley came on the show and said that the Arizona Cardinals facility is a joke. It's amateur. It's terrible.
Problem.
He started getting attacked. We started getting attacked by people that are loyal to the team no matter what. No matter what is being said. Experienced this a little bit in Cincinnati whenever we were talking about no indoor facility. A lot of fans started coming after us for talking about how that's bullshit. In a 4-season climate town, and you have an NFL team, not having anywhere to practice indoor is just ineptitude. Like, that is not allowed in the NFL, especially with how much money's being made. And then we started getting attacked by Bengals fans, which I can understand because it felt like we were taking a shot at the Bengals, which we were.
Yeah, only
but it
team.
wasn't about the team. It was about how the thing was being operated.
Yeah.
When AQ brings up the Arizona Cardinals facility being shit, who he played there, he starts getting attacked. We start getting attacked by people who once again think we're attacking the team. We're not attacking the team. We're attacking the ownership. Like, hey, invest in your, there's a chance to make more money. Hey, we got more money on the way. Why do you think some people don't do that? Like the Cardinals facility got an F+ or F- on everything pretty much over there. Why don't the owners kind of invest in it and make it the best it could possibly be? Because a lot of these guys coming out of college are coming from state-of-the-art facilities, and then you get dropped into some NFL buildings, not all NFL buildings, some NFL buildings, it's like, yo, this is like a high school facility in some places. Why is that, you think, Pac-Man?
I think, let's use the Bengals for example, because I was there. They don't own the stadium. They don't own the property that we practice on. The city owns it. So they use the city for us to use the stadium and the spot beside it, which is our practice field. Mr. Brown just put up the bubble. So I think while some of these facilities not doing this because the city owns the property. I know for sure that the Bengals don't own, what is it?
How about where the bubble is?
Switch the name of the stadium to
Acrisure.
Yeah,
Paycor.
Come on.
Acrissure's in Pittsburgh, sorry. Paycor.
Yeah.
Paycor's in.
Damn, you got me saying Pittsburgh. Paycor.
Paycor's a bottom tier.
Listen, neither of us know who the fuck these companies are.
Right. Nope.
No, but they are doing business in Cincinnati, which we appreciate. And then the bubble has a sponsor on it too. Shout out to him, business.
Let's go.
Shout out to him, business. Who owns that property? Is that the city too? They're just
I think
leasing
the
that.
city owned that property too. It used to be a what is it? Like a sand place making salt.
How's the smell of that?
Fucking Cincy sand and gravel.
The smell was bad?
Yeah, it was bad. Certain days it was bad. Like we had conversation. It's been conversation about the air at practice.
Oh, jeez.
A couple times, but they moved the place that was right there beside the practice field.
So the
to
Colts,
put the bubble.
the Colts don't own this stadium downtown.
No, we do.
The city does.
Here, here, boys.
Bingo, the city does. Hell yeah,
Hell
the city
yeah.
does.
That's right.
But that's why the AFC Championship wouldn't have been able to be there.
Exactly.
Because the city's the one making the decision on how Lucas Oil Stadium is being used. Jim Irsay owns the property at West 56 where the practice facility is, right? It's out of town. It's like 35 minutes away from downtown, 30 minutes away from downtown, where the land is much cheaper. So he kind of bought that. Then the city kind of owns the stadium, and he pays, I think, $250,000 a year to lease that stadium. I believe that is the way the deal kind of shook out.
Two suites.
Could have done that. Browns could have done that.
Yeah.
Browns could have bought a practice facility. They didn't. Now they still have the ability to do it downtown. Arizona, I wonder what it is. I assume that guy owns that property. Bidwell does.
You would hope, because what would their revenue be for home games? Because he makes most of that. Like, you look at the two that come to my mind are Jerry World in New England, and Kraft and Jerry
But you can't
own all that
They
land.
own everything though. Jerry owns the stadium. Kraft owned that stadium. But
Yeah,
it's
smart
not
business.
everyone.
We think that's smart business, personally. We think that's smart business.
Yeah.
In
But what I'm
2019,
saying is, Jerry World is different than Tennessee, Cincinnati, all of the Jacksonville.
I think Con owns that one. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I just don't think they've.
Because they have plans.
What were you saying, Tone? What were you saying?
I was Googling it. First thing that popped up was 2019 article that said 4 teams own their stadiums that they play in.
That'd be Jerry, Bob.
Quite sure San Francisco.
I assume the Packers.
The Packers team itself
Right.
owns that whole area.
Investments,
They
right?
own that. Yeah, remember? Yeah, what was it? Real estate.
Real estate.
They're making like $250 million a year.
Yeah.
That's how much they're making. They had to file their taxes or whatever. That was how much money they were making off of real estate around the stadium. And they have it set up out there at Lambeau.
Yeah.
Restaurants, Hall of Fame, museum, tickets, travel, hotel. It's smart. It's good business, great business, but it's making a lot of money. Only 4 teams own their stadiums. Commanders, that's going to change. Whoever
Bears.
comes in. Bears, it's going to change because they're going out to Arlington, right?
It didn't change with Denver. Remember, he applied for that grant, so the Walton family doesn't own that place.
Well, the grant was through the NFL, through other owners. It's like a, hey, we want to do remodeling to our
remodel
stadium.
suites and stuff like
it was
that.
like $100 million. I think it just goes to show that policy decisions don't seem to be tied to actual knowledge. He continued. The Bills' new stadium, for example, will be the 19th NFL venue constructed since 2008 in a row with a price tag over $1 billion. Only 3 of those facilities, Gillette Stadium, MetLife Stadium, and SoFi Stadium, have been built without any public funding, according to figures compiled by the Buffalo News. The other 16 have received a combined $7.3 billion from taxpayers, then adjusted for inflation. Jeez Louise.
Wow. MetLife was combined, both of those other ones.
These people are geniuses. So this is just like the Shark Tank idea. where these billionaires are like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a show that's going to make so much money. The show is going to make so much money. And what are we going to do? Well, you get paid to be on the show, and the show is going to make money. And then people are going to walk businesses in to you that are successful and worked out and ask for you to make money off of those businesses too. It's like maybe the most genius concept of making money I've ever seen in my life. And I watch, that's my business goal, is watching kind of Shark Tank take place. But then whenever you're watching, you're like, these motherfuckers got to figure it out.
Yeah.
They're making TV money off of this show. Okay, they're becoming celebrities off of this show. So appearances speaking, their businesses are all building from this show. And then also the caveat on top of it is businesses are walking in being, hey, would you like to make a couple $1 billion with me on this company that I already started? I already have the logistics and everything. It's like, I guess here's the amount of money that I didn't even know was gone from my portfolio for you to do your thing. We'll do a couple FaceTimes all year.
I'll take that 45%.
And then boom, I get a couple more. It was like the most genius thing of all time. These owners with these stadiums, there's some genius moves being made that they don't have to spend any of their fucking money, and the money just keeps going up and up and up for them. It's brilliant.
Well, in the money,
$250,000 a year.
I think that's what Jim said. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that was like reported, but I think it was being reported in an article that was like very anti the stadium being a thing. So I don't know what the actual number is, but yeah, I think that's what it is. Isn't that hilarious?
It's hilarious.
Genius.
Yeah.
But NFL does help the cities it's in. Like when the Super Bowl was here, multiple billions of dollars was here.
Yep.
Every single Sunday, Monday, Thursday that games are here, downtown feels the effects of it. Now during COVID, it did not at all, which was a massive blow to our city. I do believe the NFL brings a lot of value to cities. I think it's good to be in a city that has an NFL team. With that being said, there's some genius plays for them to just continue to get richer somehow.
for sure. Indy more than most cities too, because with the combine, with the one of the sweatshirts fell.
Yeah, you know who it was?
Yeah.
Oh, not Joe.
Fortunately.
Sorry.
Joe's with us.
Sorry, Joe. Joe's tough though. He's gritty. He's used to getting tossed on the floor.
Yeah, he's not worried.
Whenever he debuted the Doppler,
Love you, Joe.
you should have heard what people were saying about him. He's been spit on before.
This ain't gonna work.
Yeah, Joe knows.
He knows.
Joe said it would.
Bingo.
That's right.
I don't know if I should just smacking him in the mouth like that.
No, he likes
he
it. Like
likes
you
that
said,
one,
he's
right.
gritty.
Yeah, he's great. Joe,
Wake him up. He's like Joe Burrow.
you know Joe Nardo?
Oh, Joe, yeah.
You know Joe? Yeah. This guy created the Doppler. We do not know if that's true.
It is.
No, he's the one that put it on the map.
He's a Doppler dog.
Get it?
Yeah.
Joe Nardo. Let's go to the phones. 500 phone lines. Go to, oh, shit.
Yeah,
You hear that little-
That's happened
Ting
twice
tinking.
now.
Yeah, I think because we've turned this thing into such a weapon. Remember, like 2 weeks ago, we learned how to do the audio for our studio. Zito and Jake did their thing. So I think I got to keep this thing's a little bit lower because this thing's sending stuff and this thing's sending stuff.
Signals cross.
Yeah, and then you're crossing swords.
Can't do that.
We don't need that. What's up, Tone?
Joe didn't invent the Doppler. I just looked it up.
Oh,
Christian Doppler invented the Doppler. But Joe, it says here in Christian Doppler's Wikipedia that Joe DiNardo fucking perfected it.
okay.
Okay.
So Christian created, so Joe could dominate.
In the early 1800s when.
Early 1800s?
They had to be getting so much wrong.
Who's this
my
guy?
God.
1800s Doppler. They're just looking up at the sky, seeing clouds, and just drawing it.
Oh,
One
boy.
by-
fuck
We're going
it.
to get rain in 3 days.
Well, here we
Careful.
go. Where's the rain coming from? Shout out to Christian Doppler, though, trying to think ahead.
Yeah.
Where's that guy from?
Yeah, where's Christian Doppler?
He's Austrian.
Nice.
Okay, well,
What?
I mean, he wasn't accurately depicting it in America, so Joe still.
But he was buried in Venice because he gets it.
Maybe
'Cause
we
he gets it.
adopt a new system if this is from the 1800s and that's why the weather's still
do you think?
wrong.
It's
to this
evolved,
day.
pal.
Foxy satellites.
Do you still like
what are
sliced
we
bread,
doing?
bro?
I got news for you, Foxy.
Jeez.
We're still using the first computer, too.
Oh!
Well, you're not. We're using a computer.
No, that he thinks we're still using the same Doppler.
Oh, got you. You're
Yeah.
saying the amount of evolution that has taken place
Yeah.
at a Doppler.
This guy.
Christian Doppler is not the blueprint we're using currently. He was just the man who took the first step. And remember, faith is taking the first step without knowing the rest of the staircase.
That's right.
Christian Doppler said, we just got to start this ride to get a more accurate weather reading because all of our people are pissed all the time that their golf tee times are getting moved and canceled.
Yep.
And that never changed.
Guy thinks we got a bunch of Model Ts sitting out in the park.
Well, I don't know why DiNardo didn't come up with his own if he was that good at weather. Why is he using this guy?
Fuck.
Holy shit. It's a fair question. It's a fair question. Why aren't we using the Donardo? Why aren't we using the Donardo?
Put him out! Talk about his
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
He's going to check him out.
Yep.
Yeah. He was going to go
Surprised you didn't break
Those are things that happen, though, whenever you slander Donardo, the dog's name.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Why would you ever do that? I don't understand what you're doing.
He's been talking to AQ lately, hasn't he?
He probably has.
No.
Do you know AQ Shipley?
Shut up, Fox.
Back. There's another toxic human being that we need to just. Where's he been? What's he? Oh, he's coaching Hainsey.
Coaching Hainsey.
Well, actually, he's laying by his pool while Hainsey's fucking doing squats. But
yeah.
Let's go to Billy in Pittsburgh on a 5-hour energy phone line. Billy, you know Joe Donardo?
You know I know Joe Donardo. Don't appreciate Foxy's disrespect.
Thank you, Billy. Yeah. We agree. Billy, we're on your
fucking
rest in peace, Joe.
Love you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Hell yeah. Joe said it would. What do you want to talk about, Billy, down there in Pittsburgh on a 5-hour energy phone line?
Merrill Hodge in that commercial.
I was just wondering if you guys have ever been in contact with Pittsburgh Dad, thinking about bringing him on the program.
Okay, great question there. We have, I think, haven't we?
He's been on the program. Yeah, he had a message for Rogers a couple years ago, last year.
We are big fans of Pittsburgh Dad. I appreciate the fact that he is still doing it and is still funny. Been doing it a long time. Long time doing one gimmick and still absolutely killing it because that's who he is, obviously.
Right. Yeah. Live the gimmick.
Do you have those in like Iowa, like the Iowa fuck or like the mass hole?
I'm sure people do that.
Yeah, there's
guess.
one.
Oh my god.
You know, there's a mass hole.
There's someone that pops in my head, yeah, but you know, not my cup of tea.
Not Billy Gardell.
Not your cup of tea.
No, he's not.
Yes, there's a story to this.
No, there's no story. Just a couple scrolls. Okay. I'm okay.
Well, Pittsburgh Dad is a couple scrolls and then a few more.
Exactly. I like Pittsburgh
Damon?
Dad. No, not Damon or Affleck. Someone similar to Pittsburgh Dad.
Who's just like, I am stereotypical masshole.
Bingo. Imagine that just as Boston Dad. I had someone who popped in my head.
And you're not a fan?
Nope.
What's your deal with this guy?
I'm just not a fan.
Why not? Do you and your friends not like this guy? And does this guy know that nobody likes him?
No, I don't even think it's something along those lines where it's like a known person. It's just someone doing that gimmick.
Why it feels like you really have a personal vendetta.
There was.
Doesn't it, Foxy? Doesn't it kind of feel like this guy?
Yeah, we're all trying to figure out who this is. I have no idea.
You won't be able to find him. There's no personal.
Oh, this guy doesn't exist. This is St. Omni.
St. Omni.
This is the person you just made up.
There's no personal vendetta. But I just don't. He's just not my cup of tea. I can see why people like him.
Do you know who St. Omni is, Pac-Man?
No, I do not.
Can you find out?
Did he tell you to say that?
You know who everyone is.
No, he didn't tell me.
You literally know everybody.
Everybody. We'll mention someone before the show. Oh, I'll text him. Hold on.
Yeah, let me hit him up.
That happens every day.
Hey, is Cam Newton throwing today at the Auburn? He's throwing today, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Let's find out.
Let me call him.
Let me see how he's doing. Just saying. That's the Pac-Man Rolodex. It is bananas.
Well, I do have a good Rolodex.
You do?
Because I treat people how I want to be treated. I can't help that.
Yeah.
Pack.
Hell yeah.
No, it's not
Works out pretty good for me.
Hey,
man.
the golden rule.
Don't need to apologize for
Yeah.
it.
You smell me?
You smell me. So you don't know who St. Omni is? You ever heard of him?
Yes, I've heard of him, but I don't know who he is.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, he's a ghost.
Rappaport fucking turned ghost white whenever we
did.
asked him yesterday.
Yeah.
Pooped his pants.
What do you know about St. Omni?
Pack's pulling an AJ on us right now.
Oh, this is a
I'm
deflection.
trying to find out. This is my task to find out. I want to find out who he is.
Okay.
Too.
Sounds like the guy does great business.
Yeah.
Seems like he getting deals done to me.
Speaking of St. Omni, I believe we have Laramie Tunzel coming on the show on Thursday.
Hell yeah.
Go.
I believe we also have Shaquille O'Neal coming on the show on Thursday.
Oh, the Diesel?
I do believe. He just got out of surgery. We hope he's okay. Can't wait to chat with him.
Shaq?
Shit.
Shaquille O'Neal. Laramie Tunzel's tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Oh, here we go.
John McEnroe and Shaquille O'Neal on Thursday.
Wow.
McEnroe tomorrow.
Fucking Johnny Mac.
Yeah, McEnroe's coming. He's playing in a pickleball tournament for like $1 million or something like that.
Here we go.
So we're going to obviously chit-chat with McEnroe about him being awesome, a dog, and also what does he know about pickleball? You know what I'm saying? This ain't tennis, Johnny.
Different game.
Johnny said deeds. love the sights. I could show you the sights anytime. Let me show you a side of New York you've never seen.
That was in Adam Sandler. He's in a lot of those movies, right?
I think he was just in Mr. Deeds, but boy, did he give an Oscar-worthy performance.
Well, every time he's on a microphone, he gives an award-winning performance. I mean, that is who John McEnroe is. He'll be on Thursday. Shaquille O'Neal will be on Thursday. Laramie Tunsil tomorrow.
There we go.
Okay, so I sent a DM to Laramie Tunsil, said, can't wait to talk to you Thursday. All right, so I need to fix that. That is on Wednesday.
Just kidding.
That is on Wednesday. That is our first interaction. Okay, great. All right, I'm happy that happened. We got some big shit, and I think A.J. Hawk is finally back tomorrow.
Wow. Yeah, I fucking believe it when I see it.
Spring break time, I guess, right now. That's why it's been pretty difficult. Jet Paston's on TV down there. He's on TV right now. Well.
I was told he wasn't doing shows today.
No. You were not. You were never told that.
I was told the fucking Passon would be on today.
No, well, I did say that to a lot of people because I thought there was a chance he would be on. But his schedule was packed today, I guess. So sneaking it in would have been problematic, is what I've been told. And that whole thing, there he is. Whoa. We're going to get a...
Whoa. What the...
What if we just started streaming their show right onto our show like they did us?
That's true.
As long as you get those doors there, you're good.
As long as you put it rip it down.
If you open the doors, then they get you.
Okay. Anyways, hey, Jet, we miss you, pal. We miss you, Jeff Passon.
Jet. Good luck tonight, Jet.
Jet, we did think Jeff was going to be on today, though. That was a going into the program.
Pumped for it.
Very real situation, and then things fell through. He's very busy. It's a massive day for baseball. It'll be on Fox Sports The Ocho tonight.
Yeah,
United States will be taking on Japan in the World Baseball Classic Championship.
That's right.
Are we going to win this thing? Trey Turner's hitting a dinger? What's going to happen in this?
We'll see. I mean, there's a chance that we're probably going to see Shohei for a couple innings towards the later portion of the game.
Pitching?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Who is for the U.S.?
Merrill Kelly, I think, might get it to start.
Yeah, our
U.S. is minus
our pitching
140.
staff absolutely stinks, but we'll see.
All right, we have some news coming out of the Auburn Pro Day where Cam Newton was throwing. He looks awesome. Just saw his outfit. Obviously, he looks fantastic. He ran a hype video yesterday in which the first words on the video that we seen were, there ain't 32 motherfuckers better than me, pretty much. Just said, yep, tell me how these randoms keep getting jobs. He's singing. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you. I can't wait to show you. Can't run. I love it. There's music in the background that we can outrun on this. And then he throws a deep ball. Then there was conversation about 32 people, being better than him on earth. I am a firm Cam Newton fan. Always have been, always will be. He is throwing today at the Auburn Pro Day. I don't know how this ends up. His little brother also catching. Is that his little brother right there?
Yeah, Kalen Newton.
That's his little brother who was once at Auburn, was a special teamer there, and then he went to Liberty?
William and Mary.
William and Mary, which is in Western Pennsylvania, I do believe. So he's throwing at the Pro Day today. I assume this is an opportunity to let people know he's still got it. Sounds like that's the way he's talking. How do you think this goes for Cam Newton? What do you think the next steps are, Pac-Man Jones?
I had a chance to reach out to Cam. I said, hey, look, is it fair to say that you don't want to be a backup? I think that's the biggest question with Cam right now. Will he be willing to be a backup? I don't know. I know he's still competing at a high level. I've had a chance to see him throw the ball numerous of times. Can he throw the ball right now? Yes, he can. Is he healthy? Yes, he is. But I don't know. With the trend of what the quarterbacks are doing right now, we see how things are shaking out. I'm eager to know, is he willing to be the second guy?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because if you're going all in on Cam Newton being your starter, you got to change a lot of things with your team potentially.
Yeah, you got to have a whole different. It's got to be a package offense, almost like a little like Baltimore.
Whoa! Maybe Cam Newton comes to Indianapolis with Shane Steichen.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the guy out here. Gardner Minshew, the backup quarterback. If we're at 4 and we don't get anything, maybe Cam Newton, Lamar. I think the issue though that a lot of people are going to have, and I'm a Cam Newton guy. Can't say that. Document it. Go look it up.
From day one.
Day one, Cam Newton guy. First time I seen him on a field. Holy fuck, that defensive end is a quarterback? Yes, okay, big fan. From him spitting bars at his JUCO, big fan of everything Cam Newton is about.
Yeah.
Got a chance to watch him play his whole thing. At New England, it did not work out. at all.
No.
Now, what were the circumstances?
But they was trash.
COVID,
Yeah, they
they're
were
a bad
bad.
team.
Got
COVID was
COVID.
happening. Some of his throws look bad. Everybody talks about that shoulder that he got hurt. Has he been able to be as good as he was at one point throwing the rock since that situation? Sounds like he has a firm belief in himself, which I'm not sure Cam Newton would ever not have. But today will show a lot, I think. There's teams that are quarterback needy, which is why we don't understand the Lamar Jackson situation. Who all you need is one team to see Cam and be like, all right, that guy can be on our team. Now, I don't know if anybody's just saying that guy's our starter, which goes into the question that you're asking. That's like, would he be able to be a guy who could come in, be a backup potentially, or potentially be a backup and be okay with it and not cause shit? That's what every person that has a position of power in the NFL is wondering about Cam Newton, and I guess that's what they'll try to find out today when they're talking to him.
Yeah, and after he got let go by the Pats, whenever that was, we had Lombardi on the show, and he basically said, like, Cam is a 5-star general. Like, he's the kind of guy who, like, his personality is so infectious. Like, you can't put him he can't be a backup because guys naturally drift towards him. And it's like one of those things where, like, whether or not he's a problem or he tries to be, like, it almost creates a separation in a locker room because guys are going to just naturally drift towards his personality and they're going to love him. So it's like whether or not he wants to be a backup.
Not his fault.
No, not at all. He said some guys are just like that. Like, he's a leader. He needs to be a starter. Whether or not teams want him to be a starter, like, that's a completely different discussion.
I don't know how many teams are going to want.
Tone, where you fit, Tone?
I thought Cam was incredible for a long, long time. He's not a starter in the NFL anymore.
And if he's not a starter,
bingo.
It's like, are they going to, what will Cam Newton cost to get on your team? Maybe Cam will be able to work because he's just trying to make content too. Like, hey,
now.
I understand the business of this whole thing.
Yeah.
If he really wants to be like a backup and something like that, like maybe you see him go to like San Francisco and like mentor a guy like Trey Lance. But like, does he want to do that? I don't know if he wants to do that.
And can he do it? Is he built to do that?
Yeah.
To Lombardi's point, where it's like,
exactly,
Cam Newton is a guy.
Yeah.
Always has been a guy. Always will be a guy. It's almost like a gift and a curse whenever you're talking about the quarterback position, where you need people to follow, you need leadership, and you don't need any You already have enough. I'm not saying he's a distraction. I'm just saying that's a tough position to kind of put some people in.
I couldn't go nowhere and be a backup. Really, like that's.
You didn't want to be a starting safety.
Yeah, you're gonna be a tough to handle.
Yeah, I
Not in your DNA.
I tried to do that in Denver. It's just mentally, you going to work, you're like, yo, this is fucking not it right here.
Well, it's Tom Cruise in Top Gun.
Exactly.
He's trying to be a teacher to these guys. Ain't none of these guys can do what I can do.
Yeah,
so
he
what
ain't
am
a
I? Why
teacher.
am I not doing this? That is what Tom thought.
Exactly.
Immediately upon watching all of them fly, they get in those planes first day, dead, 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 and then he says, I'm not. What are we even doing? Not saying that's what Cam's doing, but you could see how that could potentially cause a little bit of a situation in the most important room in an entire team. And people are gun-shy to fuck anything up in that room.
Yeah, and that's why we talked about how Andy Dalton will play in the NFL for as long as he wants to, because he's proven that he can mentor guys, and he's also proven that if those guys get hurt, he can come in and play good football.
And at practice, he can make every single throw. Willing, like the Carolina Panthers got McCown, consummate backup, good to be a backup. Dog too.
Oh yeah.
You ever seen him play basketball?
No, I ain't seen him.
Yeah, exactly. He's not just playing basketball.
Listen, you don't want.
What
was that?
Days are behind him.
Yep, you're right.
All right.
It'll pop up.
Okay, yeah.
There it is.
Trying to change the world, make the world a better place in his eyes, you know how that would all go. He shows up at a basketball game and people are like, look at this white. And then he's fucking on their heads. He's a dog at basketball. Dunking at like 40, I think, like 41.
Yeah,
like,
crossing people up.
Yeah, like actually doing it. But being a backup quarterback. Frank Reich, backup quarterback. Andy Dalton, backup quarterback. Like, they're trying to create an area for that young quarterback that comes in like, hey, this is your team. We're just kind of going to do everything that a backup quarterback does to help make your life easier, which is a massive part of the role of being a backup quarterback. You got to swallow a lot of ego, swallow a lot of pride. This ain't about you. You got to go do homework for your starter. You got to go look into things for the starter. You got to go settle differences in other rooms for the starting quarterback. Like, I think people forget that about the backup quarterback job. It's not just whether or not you could go in and play good football after the starter gets hurt, if the starter gets hurt. There is a litany of shit that you got to deal with that involves the human element side of it. And it's not everybody's just meant to be a backup quarterback. And not a lot of GMs want to bring people that aren't meant to be backup quarterbacks into their operation, especially in this kind of, I don't want to say fluffing up quarterback world that we're in, but almost like we're in a fluffing up quarterback world. We want to go all in around people.
And you got to realize the MVP, he was the MVP of the league. I don't know, not one MVP of the league that's went from starting to a backup.
Backup job's not fun. You get paid well. You are a quarterback in the NFL.
But I'm saying from a quarterback standpoint, from being the MVP of the league, I don't know. I'm speaking for myself personally. I don't know if I could walk in being face of the franchise and going somewhere else and being a backup and being the MVP of the league before.
Yes, that's a tough thing.
That's hard.
That would be a very difficult thing to do.
Basically, you want to coach.
Yes, pretty much.
You should have just went signed up and coach if that's the case.
Yeah, and we're not blaming Cam for this, but we're just saying that we don't think any general managers will be like, yeah, Cam, you're our starter, and you go in. Like, it's going to be laid out as like, hey, you might be our backup. You're going to compete here with somebody. And then it's like, if you don't win the job, the GM's thinking to himself, can he be a backup quarterback? Like, these are all layers that go into decision-making that are reality that we're just talking about. But if Cam was the starting quarterback for the Colts next year, come on, baby, let's win some games.
Well, and look what he said, too. Like, and he's not thinking about being a backup. He said, hey, there ain't 32 motherfuckers that are better than me. Like, he's thinking, I'm going to be the starter. So, like, if, there's also that reality where, like, teams are coming to him. It's like, hey, well, you're not going to be the starter. Like, if we bring you in, you're going to be the backup. Is he okay with?
Which is tough. That's a tough thing human-wise. That is a tough human thing to just. That's a tough pill. Like they say, tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Matt Hasselbeck was backup for Andrew Luck. Matt Hasselbeck never won an MVP. Okay?
No.
Matt Hasselbeck obviously was. What round did he get drafted to the Packers? He was like
6th, 8th or something like that.
Yeah, 6th, 7th, 8th, something like that.
He was an 8th round guy. He obviously had to work his way up to becoming a starter. Was a starter for a long, long time in the NFL. And then whenever they pitched him to be a backup for Andrew Luck, he was like, that was a tough decision for me to make as a human. Let alone being an MVP, top
the Seahawks
pick.
Ring of Honor.
About the number one player,
number one player
in the draft.
Yeah, like that whole decision just to be like, okay, I'll come in and I will help however I can this other person. Like, that's a vastly different life than being the MVP of the NFL.
Yeah, come back up Josh Allen. Back up Josh Allen. No.
Brandon Beane ain't going to do it. We actually asked Brandon Beane about that. Brandon Beane said, I want Josh Allen to know that our team is 100% supportive of Josh Allen. Like, that's how some people think, though, as GMs, which take teams off the board for the Cam Newton thing immediately almost.
No, I was just shooting that name out there. But I'm saying, obviously, if he was to get a job, it's going to be somebody who's drafting a quarterback.
Yeah, brand new quarterback.
Yeah, the only team that makes sense would be like the Bears because Cam Newton has a relationship with Justin Fields. Like it didn't work in New England, and granted, you could say they're different players, Mac Jones and Cam Newton, obviously. So even if he was the backup, how much would they be?
Yeah, what was Bill thinking there, you think?
I think he was thinking exactly what Lombardi said. Lombardi typically hits the nail on the head when it comes to like what's Bill kind of thinking, how's he going to attack off seasons, and it is like Cam Newton just has never been a backup. He's never been proven. Does it hurt him too that Bill Belichick as a GM said, yeah, you probably can't be a backup, so none of these other people are going to take a chance?
Dude, it's wild, bro. It is a very wild situation. But Cam Newton back at Pro Day, when I saw that was happening yesterday, I was like, here we go. We're back. And then DJ Fluker.
Man.
He looked good.
He looked unbelievable. He's back at Pro Day. It's like, I like this. Let's take a little nostalgia. Let's get another shot, another opportunity. If there's going to be 32 NFL teams there, why not get a shot at some free agents? And shout out to the schools, let them do it.
Yeah.
Shout out to the schools, let them do it.
If Cam is going to be a backup, I mean, the Packers don't have a backup right now. Like that, I'd be okay with that, you know?
I don't know if Gunther Kuntz wants more.
Probably not.
He
well,
definitely don't.
I don't know. If Gunther Kuntz wants
definitely
more.
not. But I mean, that's a situation where, and I guess if what you go back to what Lombardi said, like it needs to be Jordan Love's team. So I don't know if you could bring Cam in, but not a bad guy to pick his brain, learn a thing or two. He's similar body type.
If he still got it. If he still got it, which we will find out, I guess, at Auburn's Pro Day.
I want to see that.
I'm very impressed by these teams, though, that are letting these guys come back and work out. I think that's cool.
Yeah, very.
Very, very. Like the fact that Cam Newton's little brother, who was at Auburn, transferred out, he's getting a throw.
Yeah, that's
he's getting to work at Auburn, like as opposed to somewhere else, William and Mary. Now, William and Mary's obviously a bunch of dogs, but like getting an opportunity to work out in front of 32 fucking NFL teams, like that's a big deal.
It's not bad for
because it only take one.
Yeah, it's all you need.
Take one.
Cam only needs one person today to be like, you know what? I talked to Cam. Cam knows that he's going to have to compete. Cam knows that he just wants another shot in here, and all he needs one team to be like, get us in here, get him in the building.
Maybe
So,
Atlanta, Heineke's again would have to deal with.
he's
that.
from Atlanta, right, Cam?
Yeah. From my neighborhood. Went to the same high school.
Zone 1?
Yeah, Zone 1.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's the west side.
Wow.
I don't know if you know that. East side is 4, 5, 6. Zones 4, 5, and 6.
There you go.
Gucci Man, I believe, zone 6 on the far
Zone
right.
6, they on the far side.
Yeah, far right. Robert Math is also from zone 6, I do believe. That's how the downtown zones are set up. If I'm getting it.
You're exactly right, Pat.
I know the west
I'm
side.
teaching you really good.
Bingo. I've had a little bit of knowledge beforehand, but you have certainly expedited the process of me maybe getting my doctorate down there. Zones 1 through 3, west side. I do believe there's one particular group that's pretty prominent.
Sure.
In that particular area.
Okay.
A lot of shows about, documentaries about, everything like that. And then I believe 4, 5, 6, they have their own operation that's pretty well known for. I do believe, right?
You're exactly right, sir.
Fucking Atlanta, bro.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Atlanta, dude. I love that place. The only time I've ever gone down there, all people do is just look at me and say, hey, you want some cocaine? Ray wants some cocaine?
Garbage bags with it.
White zombies.
Oh, my
White
God.
zombies with their eyes wide. You're McAfee? Pull sandwich bags out of their... You want some cocaine?
Check it out.
I'm like, bro, we are in the middle of the fucking bar.
In front of everyone.
They don't care.
Okay, you don't want too good for my cocaine. Okay, and then put nice to meet you, man. And then walk off. And then we just go a little bit further down the bar.
McAfee!
Holy fuck. You Pat McAfee? Yeah. You want some cocaine? Bro, you guys don't even go to the bathroom here or anything like that?
No.
No. I'm doing cocaine with Pat McAfee? Oh my God. I'm like, no, I did not want any cocaine. Oh, okay, big time. See what you do. That was like 4 or 5 different bars we went to.
Oh, yeah, that was spot on right there.
Every 6 steps I took, I'm like, okay, so I obviously look like a guy, though, that everybody's like, that
This
guy
guy
wants
loves
cocaine.
cocaine.
Yeah,
Like,
blow.
I almost started judging me. I'm like, I'm judging Atlanta. Like, Atlanta's got cocaine everywhere. I mean, and then I started looking at myself. I'm like,
Wait.
every person that had cocaine that was coming up to you, like,
Thank God.
it's kind of a me thing as well.
Hell.
It was a great time, though.
Yeah, it was so fun. Yeah, but we concluded cocaine was all the way back. We had no idea.
Yeah, shout out to Atlanta. Because Adderall was making quite a run there for a
Right.
while. I thought that was the uppers that everybody was using. And then we go back to Atlanta. It was like, oh, we're back in like 2004 here, 2007, it feels like. Everybody had it out there. Just sandwich bags, just
Chilling.
open, like not even zip tight, just like
Not trying to hide it one bit.
spilling out of their pocket, getting on the floor. Oh, fuck, got some on the
Look at
ground.
that, Pac.
All right, let me.
Where were y'all at?
Bankhead
Dude, where were we? What was that area?
or Buckhead?
Buckhead, right?
I believe.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Buckhead.
I believe it was Buckhead. There was
Yeah.
a very nice
Yes.
hotel.
Yes.
And then there was like a couple bars. They treated us all very. Let's not get crazy.
It was an awesome area.
Nice time.
Like, it was really cool.
It was an incredible time, but I've never been offered that publicly and just that comfortably by people before.
Didn't know people did that like that.
And I feel like I've been out a lot in my life. Like I've been out and about
In Atlanta, too.
in Atlanta,
Yeah.
a lot of places.
Yeah.
And it's like I've never had an experience like we did that weekend. It was
Nope.
like these people are real comfortable around here. Real. Yeah, that's like a felony right there. And you
Yeah. What
don't
the
even.
hell?
Right.
No. Why, bro? We're just trying to have a good.
not
Oh,
felony.
you're not cool, bro.
Just cocaine.
I can't believe I was a fan. You sure you don't want this? Like, bro, what? That was crazy, Foxy.
Yeah, it's not like that's happened other places we've been to.
It was only Atlanta.
Yes, that's why we talk about it so much. Like, I couldn't believe it.
Shout out Atlanta. I mean, there's a lot of drugs being talked about in Atlanta conversation, though. Oh, shit. Is that right? I got it completely wrong, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
East, west.
Got it, 5, 6 over there. 4, though, very west.
Yeah.
Kind of just plop that in there.
Zone 1 kind of.
Hey, I'd be okay in there. I walk through here.
Yeah, you can walk through there.
Me, all whites.
All white.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's good news.
Yeah.
Fact, Zone 1 is shaped like a fucking dog's head because that's where the dogs come from.
Dogs in zone 1. I'm just telling you. Now.
Hey, how do we
You might want to know somebody when you're going through zone 1.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
We got good cookouts.
Yeah, no Pac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pac-Man.
You're saying I could go? I think that would be something. I think I should go down in there.
Yeah, that'd be
Zone
sweet.
1.
I think I should go down in there. Now you're coming with me, obviously. I am
Probably
not.
one other human I can think of.
Who's that?
Bring with you.
Who's that?
Probably Brock Lesnar.
Could you imagine me, Brock Lesnar,
Yeah.
and Pac
Pac-Man.
walking through?
Wow.
That would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Be next level.
It would be normal, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been South Florida. I've been the only Caucasian in a pretty large area. Cookout. We had a blast. Great time. People ask me questions as if they've never seen one like me before. It was a great time. Football is the greatest. People need to remember that. And we've been giving this speech for a long time. What a football locker room has, I wish the whole world had an opportunity to experience. You know, he's from Zone 1 Atlanta. Where are you from?
Iowa.
Bingo. Where are you from?
Massachusetts.
So how often are people from Massachusetts or Iowa getting a chance to experience and chat with people from Zone 1 in Atlanta? Not often.
Never.
We're lucky to do it because of football. Football locker room has that. Literally every single locker room that's taken place. It's amazing what can happen whenever people learn about each other and have similar goals alongside each other, that you can put the little bullshit differences aside and kind of move on. Wish the world would do a little bit more. Wish the world would do a little bit more of that. And with that, I think it's a great time to end the program.
Well said.
What a show today.
Unbelievable. I mean, there was one part of the show that kind of was a letdown.
Oh, but there's a chance for redemption.
That's right. Come on, Pac-Man.
There is reports on the internet that a representative not certified by the NFLPA has contacted multiple teams on behalf of Lamar Jackson. Shout out to St. Omni.
Mama, there goes that man.
Shout out St. Omni. Let's go, dude.
That's huge.
We love what you're doing, Lamar and Mrs. Jones. We are very happy that this is happening, and we can't wait to see Lamar get a couple $100 million fucking dollars.
What?
If it's St. Omni or if it's another potential business person that's able to go and kind of poke the bushes a little bit.
Mr. Kim.
Whatever it is, we're pumped that business is taking place.
That's right.
And we're excited for Lamar Jackson.
Yes, we are.
Speaking of business.
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, earlier in the show, we debuted a new Minute Bonanza. You've obviously seen the Minute Bonanza before at basically every single NBA halftime that you've ever been to. It's either the quick change people, which I do believe one of them passed away, rest in peace.
Oh, man.
Seriously?
It could be Red Panda up on the unicycle, kicking the bowls up on top of her head. I had an opportunity to throw a bowl to Red Panda. What a moment, Pac-Man. And then there's also the opportunity to make a layup, a free throw, an NBA 3.
Wide.
And then normally it'd be a half-court shot, but since we don't have that, a shot from the other free throw. All Pac-Man Jones will have to do is complete that task, which I've seen 10-year-olds do at these NBA games. If Pac-Man's able to do that in 55 seconds, remember, we're losing 5 seconds, we're docking 5 because of what happened. We will take those seconds away right now.
Dun, dun, dun,
Can't have him.
dun, dun, dun,
I think you can pause the timer, right?
dun, 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 dun.
Boom. Pac-Man, do you have any thoughts here before you try to win 25 people?
Come on.
$500 to retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, and also put the most efficient way to pay them, whether it's Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App in the same tweet. Any thoughts going into this one? Did you learn anything from the first time?
No thoughts. Let's go.
No. You learned one thing.
No.
There it is.
Use my legs.
Yeah, but he's not thinking. That's good.
That's right.
Less thinky,
more athlete take over.
which is a quote from a Super Bowl head coach, Nick Sirianni, in his opening press conference.
We should tell him.
What's that?
We should tell him. You know, it wasn't more legs was the emphasis.
What was it? Shoot from the corner.
Shoot from the fucking corner.
Both of those.
Shoot from the corner.
Please.
Bruce will not be rebounding for you for the layup or the free throw. You have to do that on your own. But the NBA 3 and the shot from the other free throw line, Brucey Brackets will be able to assist you.
Here you go, Pac-Man.
Start the clock when the first layup goes in, and we're
That's it.
and
There
we're
it
off.
is, there it
There
is.
it is.
There you
and
go,
we're off
Pac-Man.
here. We are at the free throw here for Adam Pac-Man.
Slow and steady.
No.
Slow and steady. Take your
Here
time.
we go. Adam's going to make this free throw, then he's going to go to an NBA 3 in 25.
We're good. We're good.
40 seconds still, nothing but time. Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Boom. Boom.
No, not even getting a bounce.
We're good. Slow down.
Not even getting a bounce, Pac-Man.
There it is.
Boom,
There it is.
splash.
Corner.
Now it is time for an NBA 3. Brucey Brackets will be rebounding for Pac-Man Jones. Spot.
It's all right. It's all right.
Go pass, Bruce.
Yep.
Here you go, Bruce.
Boom.
Good
20
pass,
seconds. We got time. Gotta go.
Elevate.
You got it. You
Gotta
got it.
go.
Bruce. You got it.
Gotta go. Oh!
10 seconds.
Get to the free throw. We have 10 seconds.
Here you go,
All you got to do is
Pac-Man.
make this. 25 people will win $500. Oh, my
Here you go,
God. Threw the
Pac-Man.
hell out of that.
Here you go.
Come on, Pac.
Here you go.
Oh.
One more.
All right, bonus ball. In dead time. Hey, this is the last opportunity here, Pac-Man. 25 people. 500.
Oh, man.
All right.
I thought that was it.
Fuck.
All right. Well, we tried, didn't we?
Yeah,
We
everything
tried our
good.
best.
Nice job, Pac-Man.
Hey, way to go, Pac-Man.
Good
Way to go.
tap, Pac-Man.
This time you were getting terrible bounces in the free throw.
Yeah, it was bad.
You do not deserve that at all.
Hit 50 yards before the game.
Yeah, see, that's the thing going forward. That's a good one. I enjoy that.
That is a good one.
That's good action.
I mean, you could do a couple of those too.
Yeah, we can add a putt.
Football, putt.
Yeah, throw a ball into that hole over there, make a putt, drain an NBA three.
Boom.
All in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of those. We'll be back with those tomorrow.
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
Boom.
We'll start brainstorming overnight to get more opportunities for people to win. 25,500. That'd been 12,500.
That'd been huge.
That's a lot.
It stinks that they didn't get that.
Done.
Come on, Tony.
Done. Especially with the time we're coming out of on Sunday with everything that happened. Don needs you being a scumbag.
Listen to me. Fucking aim it here. I already got everyone fucking
Shots.
Anyway, so.
Mute. See, I block everybody. That's why whenever I want to mute old buddy, I think
I don't like the
natural
sat-
instinct.
You're watching
I
Vol
don't like
Sport.
them getting satisfaction that they think they got to me.
Yeah, but I also don't want them to ever fucking get a chance to win any of our contests, see any of our stuff.
What?
And also, I don't care. See you later.
I
Good
talk
riddance.
shit back to him.
That made Pac.
See, I can't do that. That's the thing that I'm.
Tuesday's the only day I give him. Talk shit Tuesdays. Shut the fuck up talking to me.
Talk Shit Tuesdays. We're in the middle of that right now. Wrapping up this glorious Tuesday afternoon. Big thanks to Dan Orlovsky for stopping.
Thank you, Donald.
Appreciate you, Dan.
Told us that great story of him talking shit to Pac-Man, and then Pac-Man scoring a touchdown on the first play of offensive plays for West Virginia, and then the last play defensively with a pick six. Against him.
Swear from Dan.
Yeah, he said, Pac-Man, you suck. That's what he said to you. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it didn't end good for him.
Hell no.
Hell yeah. I like that Dan had that in him, though.
Me too.
Pac-Man Jones.
Young
Quarterback
Dane.
from UConn. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's like, bro, come on, bro. Are you joking right now? Like,
Hey, I like that Dan had that.
Oh, yeah.
I like that there was that inside of Dan. Remember, we seen those photos of him from high school. Massive dome.
Yep.
Just dialed in, ready to do his thing.
Pissed.
Badass. Talking shit to Pac-Man Jones.
That's right.
Big thanks to Dan Orlovsky for joining us. Big thanks to all of you for watching.
Dan.
We'll be back tomorrow with AJ Hawk, Laramie Tunzel.
Here we go.
We might learn a little bit more about St. Omni.
That's right.
Every person we ask about St. Omni apparently knows nothing about St. Omni.
Yeah, no idea.
And that is an interesting situation. St. Omni might be representing Lamar Jackson right now without representing Lamar Jackson because St. Omni might be a real person, might just be a leverage tactic. Nonetheless, happy Lamar's doing it. Happy Laramie got broken off again. We'll talk to him, AJ, your phone calls, and more tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Goodbye.